Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the treacherous waters of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Jason Phelps, and I am joined, as ever, by Sam. No? Robbie.
No, Sam. No, Sam.
Robbie. Automatic Monster Bellekom.
Oh.
Sam, Dungeon Master's Lost, Burns, and Ellie, Player's Hand Axe, Sparrow.
Yay.
Excellent.
Do I get a hand axe because
Yes.
I'm the player's hand axe?
Yeah,
Yes.
but you have to get out of the cupboard downstairs.
Oh, I can't be bothered.
That's a
staying
long
there
way.
then. Yeah. I think we only had one fireball today. I think we're Flintlocks and Fireball.
Well, I'll make up for that. How many can I cast?
Are we running low on spell slots? Is that what it is?
So to speak.
I did work out how many fireballs I could cast a while back, and it was an ungodly amount.
It is ridiculous.
Welcome
Because
to
of...
Flintlock and Fireball.
Flintlocks and Fireball.
No one of those.
My mum has a speech habit where once in a while she will drop a plural.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
I love
Oh yeah, I'd noticed that.
Yeah, I'm just turning as my mother.
Aww.
Yeah, she'll have a tray. She'll have like a tray of buns, and she'll be like, "I got bun."
Yeah.
Like it's a substance. It's the best thing.
Speaking of the best things, it's time for us to cast our minds into the distant mists of time
I hope so.
and demand of future us what is best in life.
Oh.
Or failing that, messages from the present. It's Future Jason with an extra special message from the present. First up, Ellie has been working extra hard and is launching their brand new art business, Ellie Sparrow Art. We'll put up a couple of announcements in the near future about how you can join their mailing list, and commissions will be open on September the 13th. Secondly, we're taking the next month off to rebuild our buffer. Robbie's recently gotten some new puppetry work, and alongside some disruptions on our end, we're going to have to take a little more time to record the next few episodes. So we'll be back updating again on the 27th of September. And, as ever, this episode of Flintlocks and Fireballs is brought to you by you. As ever, a massive thanks to our crew members on the Flintlocks Patreon who help keep this ship sailing. There's a wealth of extra content and bonus features for patrons, including regular blog posts, extra stories narrated by the cast, artwork, and a monthly poll for the community to help design an element to go into the game. You can check it out at patreon.com/Flintlocks and Fireballs, link in the description. And that's it for announcements this time. Back to you, Past Jason. Maybe messages from the present are best in life. Maybe what is best in life is being brought Flintlocks and Fireballs by our lovely patrons.
Maybe what's best in life is Dungeon and Dragon.
Yes.
And on that cheerful note, it's time to begin Flintlock and Fireball. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously on Flintlock and Fireballs. On Flintlocks and Fireballs, the party are attempting to recover the 5 magical totems required to return to Calcinea.
So many.
From the mystical void in which they found themselves. Thus far, they have retrieved 2, know the location of a 3rd, and 2 are as yet unaccounted for. They have made a bargain with the broker, just the broker, who apparently resides in paradise, or at least a world calling itself paradise, in which the broker has agreed to return their totem to the party without having to fight their way through his literal army of demons. in exchange for the party finding and retrieving a cure for vampirism, of all things. The party have also been given some tools to help them in this task. A pair of enchanted compasses. One of these compasses is set to point to the location of the aforementioned cure for vampirism, having only recently become active. The other compass is enchanted to point to more of these compasses, in the hopes that the party will be able to find a compass that is unenchanted wherever they are going. Well, not just like a regular compass, but one of these specific compasses that is not set to find the thing that it is set to look for. The party have been informed that they are going to need 2 of these compasses, because, frankly, they need one to find their the path through up to reach another of these totems, and they're going to need one to find the path back if they want to set it back in place. Having signed the agreement, and including a clause which prevented the broker from having you followed during your route back,
Smart.
the party made their way back through the broken bazaar and these shattered, broken ways in between worlds, across the spindly bridge of steel, and back to Wayne Manor. You returned once again to the mansion and surrounding grounds, hanging in the void. It is, as ever, dark apart from the many many mage stones keeping everything lit. It's worth noting that these imported dwarf crystals are providing enough light to move around comfortably within the mansion. The light is cast out from the windows. It's also worth noting that apart from these pools of light immediately around the house, the grass is now starting to dry up and get a little bit sad and withered looking on account of the decided absence of light here.
Oh, no.
Poor grass.
Yeah, the hedge maze is still there. It just looks a bit twisted and weird now.
Oh, good.
The impulse to just abandon this quest and start a gardening quest where we try and create artificial sunlight.
And you know I would unironically play
That's
that for
the
like
problem.
a whole
I just want to
campaign.
stop this. When
I'm
things
real
are
into
more
gardening at the
settled,
moment.
we will fix this, but not until we can get out the void.
Oh, Celestia has no interest.
Anyone who wants to can roll an intelligence check.
Oh, always.
Sure.
I'm not good at this.
1.
7.
9.
Oh, wow.
We're so smart.
Okay, none of you remember a thing you have.
Oh, I remember a thing I have, but it's got limited use.
Yeah, I know.
Unless we can find more batteries.
Also, Coulson
Oh,
was
the
going to be
torch
looking
thing.
would probably be looking at that and going, well, I hope there was a fair amount of bedrock that came with this, otherwise we're going to be in serious troubles, structurally speaking, not very long from now.
Oh, no.
Did you say
It's
that out
fine.
loud?
I assume so.
Well, hang on, no, there's a whole cave system underneath this place. No, it should be fine.
Are the caves still there?
Yeah,
Yes,
because we
you
went
went
through
down
some.
into
We
the-
literally
did.
came through it on the way back.
We did do that.
The moths. The moths.
There are,
Anyway.
there are indeed one or two moths fluttering around the manor.
I hope they've got a short life cycle, otherwise
really
it's just going to
thought
be
about-
sad with lack of food.
Oh, no. I really thought about how we're staying up.
Well, the same way that things that are up aren't falling down.
That's... Yes, actually.
I have a question
Uh-oh. Am I going to get worried about
that I
the
hadn't
answer?
really thought about until
Yeah,
we
I'm
were
definitely
talking
going to
about
get the
the
worried
floating
about the
thing.
answer.
Why
Alright.
aren't we floating?
Oh, as in us here right now.
Why isn't everything floating?
That's a very good question. I have only a theory.
What's your theory? I mean, I don't really understand these things. I really just had a relationship with my teacher, rather than learning anything. So,
Right, okay, well, look.
You're the worst.
Yes, I mean,
Look.
we were both into it. It was fine.
This is why you don't try and pass your classes by sleeping with your teacher. And this and many, many other reasons.
Oh, hundreds. Yeah.
Kids, don't do this at home. And certainly not at school. Ever.
Okay, well, it stands to reason that, if we're not floating but other parts of this place are, then either it's the result of some naturally occurring phenomenon in this place, which is weird, or it's because whatever or whoever created this place designed it that way, which is weirder.
Well, I mean, this is magic can mess with that, can't it? Because I can make up down for a bit and then everything comes down again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's probably just a longer version like that. But
Are we all being sucked down the Kraken's plug hole? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Like the plug hole that was in the vision.
Yeah,
I am actually saying a thing that happened.
rather than just implying that we're in
the Kraken's anus. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does the Kraken have an anus?
surely. It eats
It
so
would
many
probably-
things, shouldn't it?
Should I ask it when I'm next down?
Yeah.
there?
I mean, it definitely has a large beak.
Logic says
Logic says
it has
there
a
must be
massive...
a buttonhole.
If it's like other cephalopods, yeah, it definitely has an outdoor.
We've got a quest! Should we do the quest? Where's the thing pointing?
I want to
Indeed.
talk about buttholes for the rest of this.
Having returned, you actually have the opportunity to change out some of your timekeeping candles.
Yep.
And you find that it is very nearly midnight.
Has
In
the
fact, just
same
past
amount of time
midnight
passed here?
On the, you would guess. Oh right, yes, because you do actually have a candle burn, a set of candles being burned by Squinty to keep
Yes.
to check whether time is moving differently.
I mean, do we trust him to be accurate?
If they match up, I think it's probably safe to assume it's
As far
okay.
as you can tell, yes.
'Cause otherwise
the
that's
same
a
number
huge
of candles
coincidence.
have burned down.
Okay.
I will note that if you want to continue this doing this measuring, it will continue to drain your candles at double rate.
Oh.
And you will run out of your ability of an ability to track time in 2 days.
Oh dear.
Fair.
Unless we can find somewhere to get more candles, or can make some out of something. What are the ingredients
That's,
of a candle?
Well, I mean, we need fat, human. I'm told that human can work, but the real limiter is lye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Where did you get that from?
We need it to make tallow, don't we? No, wait, that's soap.
What's lye then?
Oh, you combine fat and lye, make it from burning wood ash.
You keep saying
And
this,
then
but you're
that's-
not telling me what lye actually is.
Well, it's like a really caustic solution that you make by like mixing up potash.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Face
don't
off.
get it on your skin. Like,
Yeah,
but-
because like if you want to brand, like if you want to really scar someone, you can use it for that. I grew up in an island full of pirates.
and I don't
You can also
imagine many
use
of
it
them
for
were
pipe.
using it for soap.
You'd be surprised. You know, Captain. My mind's blinking. Yep. you know the captain of the chopper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really keen on cleanliness.
No, he had the sort. He was very like severely shaven. I recall.
Yeah. Big on very big buyer of scented soaps at Port Studio.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I suppose it's
Future
as
brides.
healthy a cash crop as any other.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, unless we want to find out if Squinty has any butter. Butter, young master!
Oh, wow.
Fuck!
Squinty, do we have any butter?
Yeah, I believe we have a churn or two.
Right.
Okay.
We also have some pork drippings stashed away.
That might work.
Lovely.
So I've got this, like, making things spell, so if we can get the bits and pieces together, I can just go, yay, candles.
All right, that's very good.
Yeah, butter. Yep. Could you bring that here?
Of course!
Possibly, thank you.
There's like a blurring for a moment that Squinty doesn't seem to move.
You alright there, hon?
Yes!
Oh, he's done the thing where he's in multiple places.
Control Alt Delete the space. So let's reboot the Squinty.
Has Squinty just blue screen of death?
I think
He's
so.
just staring. He's just staring and not moving. And then you hear a from the table behind you. Turn around. Squinty's there and just places down.
Is he still in front of us?
It's fine. It's just
Or
lag.
is he gone?
Ooh, perception check from
Yes.
everyone except Corzin.
Okay.
Oh, 16. Look at that.
17. Yeah.
Squinty seems to... Squinty vanishes the moment you turn your heads. You're pretty sure you see him vanish and be in the other place. Corzin, you see this bizarre moment where there are two Squinties, like, vibrating.
Oh, that's...
Like, less like he's somehow superimposed over both positions until the Squinty waveform collapses into the version with the keg of lard.
I'm so upset that Corzin has literally no way of having even a concept of quantum physics right now, because this would be hilarious. So I think I might have just broken the universe. No, that's not canon.
We could also just, try and buy some from the broker next time we're there.
Yes, but what would you want for them, darling?
There's got to be some people in the bazaar selling something like that, right?
Yeah, do you think I want lard?
I mean, okay. Not that I'm not down for creating more timekeeping candles, but maybe we should just focus on what we're doing next.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
the compass.
This person speaks the truth. Yes. Should we get the compass out? And
Yeah,
see
have
what
a
the fuck
look.
it's pointing.
Okay.
Are we all up for going imminently?
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, do we
I
need a
think
rest?
I can. I mean, I
How
didn't
we
really
doing?
use
When
any
did we last
magic back
rest?
there. I'm still.
I'm doing all right.
I'm alright.
We
I could
used
do
a bit.
with a snack, but beyond that, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm actually fine. I've only used one spell.
Same.
You open up the lead box containing the two compasses, take out the one that is not pointing at the other compass.
Can we have a little short rest till I get my inspirations back?
Yeah, in fact,
Yeah.
That'd be great.
in fact, you do take Victory's
Eat
suggestion,
butter,
and yeah, I mean you've got some lard here. Squinty, it seems, does a decent toasted pork dripping on bread with all the fixings. Mustard, chopped onion, the lot.
Yum.
99 hit points on the character sheet. Take one, don't take any.
As you munch on your hearty lunch, and I keep putting like meaty lunches in front, despite the fact that half the cast is vegetarian.
The characters ain't though.
The characters
time
aren't
round.
necessarily.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm describing this with a gusto that neither of you have experienced, and probably find quite repulsive.
It's fine. Do not worry.
But anyway, you examine the compass and taking a little walk with your dripping sandwich, you find that it is pointing towards the hole in the wall, the side, the brick wall. You recall there was the encircling wall around the exterior of the mansion grounds. At one point, a hole had been smashed into it, and you can see a section of that retaining wall is broken outwards, with individual bricks forming a spaced-out walkway that stretches out into the dark, like a somewhat inconsistent reddish brick road.
Follow the somewhat inconsistent registry route.
By somewhat inconsistent, I do mean like, it's not solid and well paved. It's more like carefully hopscotching your way over the abyss.
I give the cat a cuddle and leave her with some pork stuffs.
Oh, would hopscotch
take
exist by this point? I don't know.
So is that's where it's pointing?
Yeah.
Funny that there's a convenient walkway that way, isn't it? It's
Well,
kind of foreboding.
It points the safest route, doesn't it? Is that right? It's
Or
not
is
just
it
like
the
an
quickest
exact
As the
direction.
crow flies.
It's not as the crow flies.
I
It
think
said it was the
it
route
says it finds the best path.
rather than
That's why it'll work for up.
yeah.
Because otherwise it'd just point fucking up.
And that's
We'd
the
have the
problem.
same fucking problem.
Yes.
Yeah. That
Well, it's
makes
like-
sense. Right, I guess. Onwards then.
Yeah.
All right.
Onward with victory.
Yeah. I get that.
I'm so sorry. I'll stop.
No,
I was gonna
I'm
say,
fucking with you. It's fine. I love it when people do that.
Aw, yay. You're fun.
Oh, I want to write letters to you now that just go to victory.
Mum always said that it said one day when you're captain of your own ship, like they'll groan at first, but then they'll do it. Then they'll do it seriously.
Yeah.
She's right.
Yep, she's absolutely right there.
All right, let's go for a walk in the dark.
Yay!
And walk you do.
Do you want some lights?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Do-do-do-do.
Thank you.
The purple lit walkway stretches out ahead, and you move the lights along, lighting your path. It's not quite as bad as when you were crossing the open abyss with the fragments of rock, where you ended up just having to climb on an almost vertical series of blocks. But there aren't that many bricks at first, and they get a bit thinner. So they're within comfortable leg stretching distance for the most part. There is a point where you do basically have to help Corzin over a bit that you can easily stretch your legs over, but is a bit of a jump.
Whoop. Thank you.
Alright.
But carrying onwards throughout it, it starts to shift a little bit, and you find the first piece of just floating dirt, a rock, and you start making your way along those. And then, at one point, a bit of wood interspersed amongst the rocks and dirt.
Does that look like it's broken off the house?
Give me a little investigation check, please.
Okay. That is a 16.
Nice.
It appears to be a broken piece of polished timber, some sort of rich, dark red wood. Definitely a hardwood. Not the same timber as the house, though. It looks to have been cut quite thin, like it could have been. It could have been part of a set of stairs, or a board, or a shelf, or like the top of a table or something.
Oh, somebody's lost their fancy furniture.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
As you carry on walking, making your way across the bits, you see lumps of pale stone, more pieces of broken fragments of timber. At one point, what appears to be a large, flat, jagged shard of glass. Fortunately, flat, so you're able to step onto it, and like everything else,
I hate it. I hate it.
inexplicably takes your weight.
I hate it.
Corzin. Because even without being sight based, you used to have the highest base. You have the highest just to passive perception.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
As you continue walking onwards, it's been about an hour now into the walk. You've the strangest feeling of just like a little bit of... It confuses you at first. It's like a little coolness, or like you can feel like your beard's like, you know, it has like slightly disturbed. It's a moment when you just realize you're feeling something that you have not felt for the better part of 2 days now, within this space. There is a very slight breeze.
Okay.
Blowing towards you.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, Corzin's going to wet his finger and see where that's coming from.
It's very faint.
What?
Slight breeze up ahead.
Oh.
Oh.
We haven't had one of those yet, have we?
No.
No, and here, that suggests something is actively happening to cause that, because I don't... We haven't really come across any weather here, have we?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, there's obviously air. We're all breathing, but...
Yeah, and there's been fake weather-ish in some places. Like, there's been light. We haven't worked out where it's from, I guess. That's not weather, is it? There's been outside and inside, and there's been a difference.
Yes.
But we've had places that are not entirely based on light elements, but not hugely far off. Like we know there's a place that's just water somewhere.
True, I suppose.
What if this place is just wind?
That
sounds like it's made of farts. But also that's going to be a problem.
It sounds very tiring.
Then I would suggest tying oneself down.
Well, if we need to get somewhere, it's not going to work very well, is it?
No. Well, anyway,
I guess we just pay attention and see if it gets strong.
Yeah.
If it's increasing, we just need to be a little bit cautious.
As you continue to walk forwards over the next 5 minutes, but within the next 5 minutes, all four of you can feel the faint breeze.
Oh, it's there now. You can see it on Jeffrey's fur a bit.
Jeffrey points to Celestia's hair, which is like gently...
I know, it's gently whipping, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's like a dandelion.
It is.
Okay, I'm going to draw on my years of seafaring experience now and try and make a judgment as to, is this a just like a slight breeze that might be ruffling the sails of a ship in dock, or is this the sort of thing that's like the precursor to a hurricane?
Ooh, roll wisdom with proficiency, because this is a sailing check.
Okay. Natural 20.
Yay!
Yeah, the latter, but a little bit, but more concerning than that.
Oh no.
Okay.
It appears very... It's not absolutely constant. There is very, very slight variation, but it's pretty constant. It's like there's no... Whatever the source of the wind is up ahead. It appears to be coming from a point in some way, because it's been consistently blowing towards you without changing direction.
Oh.
The way it's been getting stronger, you're getting a feeling that soon becomes borne out by evidence as you walk closer, that what you're actually feeling is the edge of much stronger winds. And over the next few minutes, you feel the wind, which has become apparent, is now growing measurably stronger as you get closer to whatever the source is. And the source is not yet in sight.
Okay, let's tie each other together. Like, to each other at least.
At least that way we're heavier.
True.
And no one's going to get blown away from each other.
Yeah.
Is this similar to the effect that, like, Scamp creates when they cast Sustained Wind, like, in a single direction?
Oh.
I'm trying to think with a natural 20, because you got some... It's almost... It would almost be like that, except that Scamp's is almost slightly more consistent.
Right, yeah. Because
And
I'm
then it hits
basically
you.
imagining when Scamp casts that, it's like a big hairdryer.
And then it hits you. You know where you felt something faintly like this before.
Oh no.
Once, years and years ago, you ended up... You had the opportunity to see a waterfall. A big... there's one in... there's one near Monraven in Cairn. And you went there during some shore leave. And there was a huge downpouring of water. And when you stood near it, the air being displaced by the waterfall felt like a wind rushing out at you. That's what this feels like.
That's interesting.
Huh.
All right. I think Corzin would express this like... This is like... This is like the wind is being caused by a constant displacement. Like, I mean, there might be a great big windmill up ahead.
Huh.
That's really weird.
Don't windmills are like the opposite of that, though? Like, they're moved by the wind.
Yeah, exactly. Look, but
But in the opposite way around, you're saying?
Like a sort of mill that creates wind.
The mill wind.
I mean, that would be useful in some regards, but...
It would keep a room cool.
Well, we can
Exactly.
power another windmill.
You
The
could.
normal one.
Huh. Which could then be used to power the one creating.
Yes.
But whatever's causing this this wind is constant, which makes me think it's artificial, or at least
Like
it's
magic.
maybe. But it's not like when Scamp casts wind. It's like when just something large is moving, and he'll elaborate the story about the waterfall.
You tell the story of the next 10 minutes as you walk close onwards and onwards.
Can we tie
And the
ourselves
wind-
together and
yeah, you
strap
start
down
tying
any
your-
sort of things that might
You strap
blow
down,
away?
sure. You take the time to while you're talking to strap down clothing, flappy bits.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Corzin ties his hat on.
Oh,
Like a party
what do you
hat.
tie it on with? Is
It's
it a bit of
telling
string?
everything. It's
Or is it
very
like a
important.
It's a bit of
bandana, so
string.
you've got like a little bonnet situation?
Oh, the
No, it's a
string's
bit of
cute.
string, like when we were underwater that one time.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a party hat.
Aside from tying herself to the rest of you with a bit of robe, Victory does no such preparations. You notice that all of her clothes and belongings are already secured in such a way.
This is
Yeah.
just her life. Yeah.
Because that is her life. But as you describe this, you feel, as you walk forwards, the winds get stronger and stronger, and in the distance you hear, as Corzin finishes explaining, you realise you can hear what almost sounds like the distant roar of the sea.
Oh, no.
That's putting me on edge. Anyone else?
Yeah, we've got the water breathing. If that helps, just remember that.
Yeah, also, that's the largest body of water I think any of us have encountered since we arrived here.
I put my
They've
hand
got to
up
be
like
getting
I'm-
it from somewhere.
Like I'm a student at school.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned the blue.
Yeah. Do you think that's where we're going?
Maybe it's this one.
I don't want to. Can we not go there, please?
Yeah, let's turn around. It's fine. We'll just stay in the void with the weird butler forever.
Slowly
that
running
where
out
the
of candles
compass
and
is
making
still
it out
pointing?
of more and more batter.
Yeah.
I'm sure Molly won't mind.
Compass is still pointing down the path.
Oh.
I think the compass says otherwise.
Well, compass is mean.
You carry on walking 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The wind is now a constant, heavy. It's not. We're not yet at the point of a gale, but it is a strong, sturdy sort of breeze. If you had any naked flames about you, they would have blown out by this point. The clothes the bits of clothing that are not secured to you are flapping wildly in these in the tempest, you can hear the sound, the sort of sound of what you think sounds like the roaring of the sea growing louder and louder, and the path turns slightly, and you realise you're passing one of those huge dark veils, otherwise invisible, because as you turn around and past it, you see the source of the noise and the wind. It is a massive structure. Greater in size by far than the HMS Relentless was. I want to say something. It is comparable in size to the city centre of Crosswater.
Okay.
In scale, you could fit a town within it, and the whole structure you can see is, well, or was at least, arranged like spokes on a wheel, or rather like several wheels, each stacked on one atop another, linked through some sort of central spindle. You can see with your eyes and partly with your mind's eye how each spoke is a walkway of polished timber and pale stone, connecting to a huge curved deck, looking like massive quarter-circle libraries, suspended in the darkness, lit, visible even from here by gleaming crystal lights. You can see, especially Corzin with your like massively stereoscopic vision, like books, tomes, scrolls, orchestrated like some celestial library of Alexandria hanging in the black. And how this whole archive was arrayed like some sort of massive machine. Individual archives designed to move, rotate, shift, reorganize according to the whims of its creators, floating amid the endless dark void like a beacon of knowledge in the black. You can see what must have been 24 decks of archives, turning magnificently around this central spiral. Not just books, but you can see gardens, collections of flora, fauna, perhaps even fauna, though you can't see from here, luxuriant galleries of artwork, of sculpture, and in several places it's on fire.
Oh no.
In other places, it is shuddering. There are huge sections missing. The entire superstructure is on the verge of collapse. You know this because as you watch one of the archives, the connection on that spindly walkway breaks, and you watch as the whole thing slowly begins to tumble, one archive crashing into two others as it falls, creating a perpetual sort of collapsing fall of irreplaceable artwork, archives, beauty, wealth. And yes, you can see more of these things falling down below. The sound of the collapse is like the roaring of the sea, pushing air outwards in every direction.
It kind of would be. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is exactly
There
what
are
happened.
a lot of... You actually see, as that archive is crumbling, as the walkway is going, a lot of brilliant light goes through that archive shortly before, like a fucking beam of God out through, setting fire to it and watching as it crumbles slowly, detaching from the central spindle and breaking apart and falling forever into the black. as it goes, as it falls away, you can now see distantly as the central spindle, reminiscent of a massive column of white stone, banded with varnished timber walkways and huge polished jewels. You can also tell that where these domes of gemstone once may have glowed with a warm light, they are now flickering erratically, wildly pulsing with power, in places exploding violently. Vast arcs of lightning-like energy spark out from the spindle, intersecting with the archive decks and the connecting walkways, blasting holes in them, melting, setting them ablaze. And the cause of this, even from this distant point, is clear. Something has punched with astonishing force into the very core of the spindle, shattering everything in its path and destabilizing whatever is powering the core.
What if it's our fault?
Everything's our fault. It's always our fault.
The path, you can see, veers upwards towards the edge of the and you see one of the archives slowly swinging past the end of the path. You've got maybe a minute to get there before the archive passes, and you have to wait for the next one.
Run!
Run!
Okay, so hello. We're going to be having a lot of skill checks this episode. Can I please ask everyone for an athletics check, please?
I'm going to tides because I know what my athletic score is. And it's not a positive number.
That's not bad.
28.
That's a 6.
That's a 20. Dirty.
That's
which,
a
considering
6
blood magic,
with
is
advantage.
not bad.
6 with advantage. Even with
Okay.
blood magic, your modifier is substantially higher than mine.
I get a whole 2.
You scramble up the shattered walkway as the archive swings by. Corzin, you leap nimbly onto an open bit of gallery first. You grab Celestia and you grab Victory as she comes on board. Celestia, you make it on next, and the three of you reach out and grab hold of Scamp and pull them on just before the entryway swings past the walkway.
It's a good thing I used tides, otherwise I'd have rolled a 0.
Oh no.
You look up and around and inside. You are in one of the archives, this vast library or museum. Everywhere you look, there are huge stacks of shelves filled with tubes that look like scroll cases, small glass cabinets with innumerable strange curiosities and artifacts. You look up, you can see there are still a dozen, specifically 12, archive structures remaining encircling the central spindle. And you can also see this entryway. There is an archway over it, and inscribed in gigantic, which Corzin can read, all answers are found here.
And we broke it.
And you shall find. Okay, so here's the thing. Getting to different parts of this, getting to the central spindle, and also getting to to where the compass is pointing you, is going to involve skill challenges. Each skill challenge is going, and I'm just going to make a note of these. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So each of these skill challenges is going to work as the skill challenge rules we established before, but I'm going to play them a little bit more clearly for the most part. One of you can take the lead at any point. Another player can help, but you can't be active. You can't act in the next round. You can't help in the next round. Cool. You cannot be the active player in 2 rounds in a row. At any time, as a party, and if any of you do this, it counts as the party use, you may attempt to loot something, loot things from the archive. It will count as a disadvantage on the skill challenge roll, but there is the opportunity to get something of potentially irreplaceable value from the Falling Archive. So, on that subject of which, the first challenge is as follows. From here, you are... Okay, you've made your way onto an archive. You're within the archive itself, though, and there are slightly manoeuvring and moving little corridors within it. Now, you've come out into a sort of... you have come out into a little sort of observation deck from which you can see much of the rest of the archive, but you are not near one of the walkways that is going to lead towards the totem. I think you assume. Not yet, at any rate. In fact, you're not 100% sure, even on the central spire, that from your current angle, where precisely the totem crashed in because of the presence of all of the different wreckage. So your first decision is: are you going to try and retrieve the totem first, or are you going to try and find the vampirism cure first?
I suppose
We need the totem more.
Yeah. Because if the totem's gone, the totem's gone.
Yeah.
And the other totem becomes irrelevant.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and don't forget, you also have currently in a lead box the compass that looks for other compasses.
We do. We should get that out, actually, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. You. One thing to remember is it's an either-or. You can look for another compass, or you can look for the vampirism cure.
Can't have them both at
You can't have them both at once because one just looks for the other. Like,
right,
if you've got both compasses out, the compass that looks for the nearest compass will just point to the one in your hand.
Yeah, sure.
I vote that we get out the compass that looks for other compasses and for the totem.
Until we've got the totem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because if we don't get it, everything's fucked anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. In which case, you switch out your compasses. As soon as the compass initially points towards the lead box until you slam it shut. The moment the lead box is slammed shut, it veers suddenly off in a sort of leftwards-ish direction, and you realise it's leading you deeper into this archive.
Looks like we're already on the right track.
It's giving you some pretty clear directions. As you start scrambling your way through, however, you realise that within the archive itself, there is a continuous just barrage of different shelves, items, artifacts, huge statues, things that were originally probably quite safely secured and oriented, which have now shifted around. You're going to need to pick your way through the debris and wreckage. Who would like to take the lead on this, and how? How do you want to find the best way through this?
Is it a climbing situation? Or...
It could be if you want to take that route. The main obstacle is that the path ahead is either obscured by wreckage or just confusing with lots of shelves out of order, and it's not clear what is an actual path you can take and what is a dead end.
Would moving things telekinetically to clear a path help?
It would most certainly. What level spell is that?
It's a 5th. I can
Okay,
move
then
up to
it will-
£1,000 at a time.
Yes. If you want to take that lead, Scamp.
Yeah, let's do that. It lasts for 10 minutes, so
Cracking.
as long as I'm concentrating.
I can just
Okay.
keep
Brilliant.
keep throwing things out.
Okay,
Sounds
you-
excellent. Let's do that.
Okay, you cast the telekinesis spell and just start pulling things aside.
Excuse me, out
This
the way.
you don't even need to roll. That is a straight up success. As
Oh,
you
yeah.
as you begin pushing your
Brute
way
force the
through.
situation with magic.
Yeah.
Scrolls, tomes, knickknacks, artifacts fling to either side. You move an entire set of stacks just away as countless gigantic journals hit the floor.
I want to pick up the nearest book and look in it. I don't know why.
Can I just
do.
pull some books towards us as well? Just pile. There's a couple of them because there's so much information here.
It's got to be the largest amount of like structural damage from one thing I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Wow, I
And
hate
for
us.
us, that is impressive.
Okay,
because
you
we've
grab
done some shit.
as you run. You grab things and go. It was a guaranteed success. You all get something. I'm going to ask each of you to roll a d20, please.
Excellent.
Okay.
Lovely.
15.
16.
13.
15, 16, and 13. Oh, interesting. Okay. You each grab. A moment. Sorry, I'm just making a quick note here. None of you, all those 15, 6, sorry, say that again. 13, 15, and
16.
oh, okay. All right then. So 13 and 15. So the people who got 13 and 15, please mark down. You get a curio. You get something odd and shove it into your so that you can inspect later. But it's not immediately obvious what that is.
Okay.
Celestia, you get a magical curio. Again, you're too busy shoving it into
Something.
your. Yep. You're too busy shoving it into your bag to really pay attention to what it is. Cool. And there we go. I'm making a note of all of these. I'm basically putting together a quick little table for you. All right. So you do all grab an item. So as you're making your way towards the. This is going to be the compass first. All right. As you make your way towards the compass, everything seems to be going pretty well until you hear a telltale sort of screeching and a crashing sound from above. Scamp is too busy focusing on on maintaining telekinesis, clearing the path ahead. But Celestia and Corzin, both of you see the ceiling about to cave in over Scamp's head. You have a second to react.
Get away! No!
Thunderwave.
Okay, you reacted first. So Thunderwave. I'm going. What level is that? That's 1, isn't
One,
it?
yeah.
Can I ask you to? You did loot on the previous round, so I'm counting. So, but you would get advantage from casting the spell. So, can I ask for an Arcana? Yep. Yeah, Arcana. It would be. Is that in this edition?
Yeah.
It's-
Is it, you confused me with the advantage, that's why I'm looking at it. Is it advantage or not?
It's not. You would get advantage, but you got disadvantage for looting, so
That
it
is
balances
fair,
out.
yeah. Lol. Give me a minute. That's my Arcana 8.
Can I bend
8
luck at
total.
all?
It would not make a difference. Okay, so this is your first failure.
Do a quick knee slide.
You try.
It doesn't go well.
You thwack. So you thwack Scamp, but you're not quite fast enough, or you slightly misjudge the degree of collapsing ceiling. With that, not just the ceiling falls through, but a mountain of books and also one statue comes smashing down. Scamp, can I ask for a dex save, please?
9.
Okay, so Scamp, if I can, you are going to take. Hold up, I've got this written down. All right, let's do that. 1, 2. Okay, you take 6, 10, 16, 22, 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
I maintain concentration with a 28.
Okay, you do not lose
And
the
a 9,
telekinesis.
thank you for the Warcaster.
Alright, okay, so
Maths.
the good news is you have telekinesis and you are able to start lifting the books off yourself.
Ow. Ow.
The bad news is that radiant arc of lightning has also now set the books and the immediately surrounding archive on fire.
Thunderwave isn't lightning, is it?
No. But you look up and you can see there is now a massive hole from where one of those lightning arcs from the central spindle has shot through, blasted out the floor above you, set it on fire, and there is now just a cascade of raining flaming scrolls, artifacts, and the like.
Is there fire on Scamp?
Not yet, although there is fire on the. There's more the case that the fire is now surrounding all of your ways out, and is on the books on Scamp, but has not yet hit Scamp. As ever, you can take the opportunity to loot during any of these checks, even while things are on fire. Celestia and Scamp. So Scamp can act again, as can Corzin. How do you want to solve the fire, the ring of fire problem?
Okay.
Johnny Cash is not available because Celestia's already used their action.
You got any thoughts, Corzin, before I just do something again? Figure
Okay,
it out.
so if we're encircled by a fire, is it is the amount of flames between us and the other side quite wide, or is it like just a thin circle?
Thin but growing. The problem is that the books have sort of the fallen books have created a barrier around you, and they are themselves on fire. And apparently, they were kept in some amazingly dry, low humidity states because they're going up like a Tyrian candle.
I suppose our storm sorcerer has any weather magic. I mean, unless you've got a quick solution, Corzin.
This is true, actually, and so, and as you say this,
probably not as good as Victory does in this situation.
Victory frowns and says, "I don't have anything to." Actually, does Victory have anything that would just put out fires?
Sadly, I do, but
Okay,
like tidal waves.
Yeah, you're busy. You're
I'm
currently
on my knees.
busy.
Yep.
Victory goes, I can give you a hand with some gusts of wind. Victory's offering to assist you, Corzin.
Okay. Corzin then is going to go. All right, I've got an idea. We need something that isn't flammable, and he is going to go up to the edge of the fire. Mm-hmm. Can I see what is beyond it, or is it obscured from me currently?
You can see it's just full of fire.
Right. Okay.
What is beyond is a corridor that was previously cleared by Scamp's telekinesis.
Okay, then I believe for the first time, Corzin is going to cast Grasping Vine, which is what this looks like. Is the ambivalent octopus basically detaches from Corzin, floats over to an empty patch of the floor, basically just sticks all of its arms into the ground, and the arms pop up somewhere else. And it's going to use the ability that the Grasping Vine has to grab something, and usually this is used for creatures, but there's nothing to say that it can't be used on objects as well. It is going to grab hold of stuff and just pull it 20 feet at a time away from where it currently is, creating a pathway for us with something that isn't flammable.
Ooh, okay. You know what? I'm going to say that the main obstacle here is just spotting the non-flammable thing. Perception, and yes, you can do this with advantage.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's actually going to be the vine itself that is pulling.
Oh yeah, but you need to direct
stuff away
it to a thing.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm rolling with advantage. What type of
perception,
check is this?
Please.
Perception. Great. Cool. All right. Okay, that is a 25.
Okay, you spot. I did mention there was a statue among the things that fell on Scamp, and as Scamp raises it into the air,
Yoink.
the octopus's limbs stretch out, grab hold of the statue, and pull it like a moving high-speed fire break through the flaming books, scattering them and clearing a path for you all to stumble through.
Okay.
The statue flings goes by, flings out through with enough force that it smashes through the wall
Nice.
the vine the octopus is rooted into, and then crumbles downwards through some weak flooring beyond. As the four of you scramble up to it, you can see there is some sort that it has smashed into some sort of like vertical trophy cabinet just full of different curios and knickknacks, and the compass is sort of pointing. It takes a moment for you to alternate it to realise it's pointing downwards to the floor below.
Corzin gives the octopus a high 8.
Okay, you can see that there. When I say a tall sort of path, a tall sort of thingamybob, by the way, I do a tall display case. I need like a tall display case.
Okay.
There appears to be some sort of shallow pool, or maybe deep pool. It's kind of hard to tell, of what you think is water at the base of it, some 60, 70 feet below. Which seems to lead, and you can just make out that the little flow to it. It seems to lead to some sort of passage somewhere else.
And the compass is pointing down that way. We all have canonically water breathing on us, don't we?
You do.
Yeah. Can we loot as we go through this section?
Yes, you can. Everyone roll a d20. So this is a looting round.
Yep.
Oh, it's a 20!
4.
Okay.
Give me loots.
20 for 10. Okay, so 4, you grab a book. Mark down, you have a book.
Book.
A 10, you grab a scroll. Mark down, you have a scroll.
Okay.
Scamp, you grab some sort. You grab a scroll as well, but you notice that it seems to be made of brilliant, silvery, and complex-looking metallic paper. Where the top of the scroll case comes off. You slam it back on and pocket it. Please mark down you have a unique scroll.
Ooh.
So, okay. 20 it is. Alright, so your next challenge is related to going down this trophy cabinet and the 60-foot drop.
How heavy was that statue, what we've just used as a barrier?
Well, the statue, which in fairness has smashed through this, and you can now see is resting in the pool of water at the bottom.
Is there anything
70
that is
feet below.
strong enough to hold all the people, and combined we wouldn't weigh more than 1,000 pounds?
That is an excellent question.
It's probably not been 10 minutes yet, has it?
It's not been 10 minutes, just about. You're still just within time. I'm going to call this.
Is there a piece of fallen debris we'd all fit on?
This is an intelligence or perception check.
Can someone else lead it, or does it have to be me?
Can't be Scamp. Sorry, it can't be Corzin or Victory.
Celestia, can I help you look for a thing?
Yes, you can.
Quickly describe what it is you need to find. So you are assisting Celestia, which negates the disadvantage from searching.
Ooh, 24.
Okay.
I'll hold on to my sorcery points then.
You looking around, you see what appears to be a burnished bronze shield with ornamental patterning
It's
on
pretty.
it.
Yeah.
Which can just about fit all four of you plus Jeffrey and Marjorie onto it.
So glad we didn't bring Stormy.
Yes.
This would have been awful if we brought Stormy.
And using that, you all stand on it and lower it down. As you descend, some sort of strange potted vine lashes out with toxic-looking thorns and is immediately flapped downwards by the descending shield, which safely protects you from whatever dangers that might have provided along the way. Okay. With a the shield lands comfortably, and you notice. And you notice, look, suddenly lands comfortably on this pool of water. You step off the pool into another room. What do you want to do with the shield, by the way?
Is the water definitely water?
Pulling the shield up, you notice it's looking a lot cleaner on the underside.
I thought that looked dodgy. Right, no one touched the terrible corrosive thing.
Right, thanks for the warning.
We wanted caustic, not corrosive, the candle.
So that said,
just any caustic thing either. That's not how it works.
you come to a room that appears to also be some sort of massive construction or machine. The first thing everyone except Corzin notices is where the compass is pointing to. Resting on the side of what looks like a desk or panel full of strange-looking little complex runes, dials, and glyphs, there is a silvery-looking compass that is just lazily spinning slowly around. An unset compass of finding the way. Yeah, you run and grab the secret compass. Corzin.
Yep.
Your eyes, almost all of them, are caught by the massive map that fills one whole wall of this structure. A representation of Calcinea, the globe stretched and distorted to fit a two-dimensional image, but rendered in vivid colour and with finer detail than any map you've ever seen. It's more complete too. You catch sight of the full coastline of Fernon, the as yet not fully explored continent, far to the east, and it is greater in scope than any cartographer to date would believe. You can see whole land masses you've never seen or heard of, including a massive one just covering the southmost portion of the map, and a chain of archipelagos in the space you know is hidden by the Eversquall.
Oh no.
Oh, I need this map.
I'm really sorry, but what's
really
on
need
it?
this map.
It's chains of islands.
Cool.
So I've described a chain of chains.
What?
Think
Chain of chains of iron.
yeah,
Chain of chains of iron.
but it's basically it's like
So-
it's like seeing into the center of that giant swirling storm and finding finding the Philippines.
Oh
Right.
shit. Okay, cool.
Nor is this map fully two-dimensional. It appears to be painted with oils, but the oil paint is layered in a broadly topographical fashion.
Oh, it's an
Taken such a
ordnance
long
survey.
time to dry.
Shall we put it in a little plastic container, like a little plastic folder, and wear it around our necks on
Yes.
string, and get some hiking boots,
Yeah,
But
perfect.
and then
most
walk into the
Yes.
squall?
interesting to you, Corzin,
Mm-hmm.
are several gleaming red circles. Circles whose location you would recognise on any map.
Oh,
St. Gregorsville,
right.
Monraven,
Yeah.
Barnacle Point, Kion, others. All almost known to you.
How big is this map?
It is comfortably the size of a cinema screen.
Oh, balls.
Okay.
However, you're looking at this dashboard, which is much more size, which is size for someone probably definitely taller than Celestia, but small enough for you to be able to reach and interact with.
Right.
You can see there are a lot of notations that appear to be scribed on flat metal plates, written in gigantic, which you have a gist of. And there is
Okay.
also writing on points in gigantic on the map as well. You can see in one a label written at the base of the map in gigantic, which broadly translates to Titanic action. You can see two sets of numbers in one corner of one of the displays, written in gigantic numerals.
Okay.
25.9.2988, the second number, 25.9.3038.
What was that first one again, Madonna?
25.9.298. Sorry, actually, that wouldn't be 25 now. 27.9. I need to correct for that. 27.9.2988 and 27.9.3038.
Oh, yeah, my brain shut down as I was trying to write those. Someone else will have to do that.
29.88 and
Okay,
then
yeah.
27.9.3038.
38. I've written 38 and 3, so that went well.
3038.
This is where my dyslexia really shines and my auditory processing
Yeah.
just shuts
This is just
down.
where you get your friends to write it for
Yeah.
you. It's fine.
Yep. There's a complex series of
Except for the
labels,
falling leaves, then.
dials, and glyphs aboard a dashboard across a dashboard below the map, sized up for someone about at least 4 times your height, Corzin. And you can also see a small gemstone with a clear marking on it in gigantic, which says "Help."
Huh. Alright, this. Oh, wow. Alright.
Yeah, this is a lot. If the map was like folded up as tight as it would go, would it fit
Right.
the bag?
Celestia, if we cannot
to be
take
built
this with
into
us. If
Yeah?
you cannot take this with us, I am going to have to ask you to use the eye to look at this moment.
No guarantee
A
we can
lot.
see it here, remember?
Yeah.
I can try. I'm perfectly happy to, but there are no guarantees. I'm going to try and look at as much of this map with my augmented brain as I possibly can.
Okay, you can also get a pen and paper out and make notes if you want.
Yes.
Throughout,
Is
so-
there a way we can get it off the wall?
it appears to be the wall.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
okay, it's a wall.
It's like trying to get an oil painting painted onto the wall.
Right.
As far
you'd
as you
have
can
to
tell.
Would you
literally take
describe
over this.
a wall as an object that could perhaps be animated? Just to come
with. That's not going to work.
I would describe this as a gigantic-sized object.
Oh, it's not huge.
Well, possibly gargantuan.
Make as many notes and look at as much of it as I
Right,
possibly
everyone
can.
take a section as well. Everyone else take a section and we'll start sketching.
Yeah. The gemstone that says help softly flashes.
Yeah, no, Jeffrey, press the button.
Jeffrey went up and taps a paw on gemstone. You hear a soft voice say, in gigantic. Corzin, you're the only one who's fluent in gigantic. Please state your request.
Oh, it's asking us what we want. So
tell it what you want.
A portable version of this.
Yes, tell it.
is there a smaller version of this map?
Smaller versions of the... Smaller static versions are accessible... of this map are accessible within the archive. To best use this map, please state a broad query. Your last query, there is a pause, relates to tracking the movement and actions of Titans within the last 150 years.
Okay.
When was that query made? Can you find out?
Yes,
And by who, if it knows?
Please state what the current date is.
The current date is the 27th of... The 27th of Granite, 3038.
Different calendar. Sam, I'm just assuming that you're translating this because
I am. Alright, so that's... And Corzin points to the second set of numbers, like 27, 9, I assume, then is Granite. 30, 38.
Yes. We don't have much time. What can we usefully ask it?
Distant rumbling. You can, for more complex queries, this system can assist you in using the map of seeking to find what it is you want to know.
Alright.
Current queries are constrained towards Titanic action. If you have queries relating towards any of the Titans...
Yep. How do you
kill
kill
the
a
Kraken?
Titan?
How do you kill the Kraken?
Alright.
Specifically.
Where is... display just the activity of the Kraken.
There is several portions of the map of the interface light up. And the voice unhelpfully states, "Please make use of the interface. I can provide some tutorial advice." You realise you're going to need to take a bit of time to get the interface to answer your question. This is Clippy. You know, it's not the computer from Star Trek.
It looks like you're trying to kill the Kraken. Would you like some help with that?
But you realise that you do...
I hate it.
You do realise, however, as you skim through, that you are able to get some information with your rudimentary understanding of Gigantic. And I'm going to say it takes you... Alright, you're picking this up initially. Mm-hmm. It takes you 3 minutes to get this to start giving you the response you want. You first of all realise that it's originally set to track 3 different things. You flick between them. The first, you flick at one setting, all of the circles disappear. Second setting, all the circles are gone. Third setting, it returns to the just the same circles you had before.
Right. So this.
Reckon you're currently now tracking the actions of the Kraken specifically.
Okay. If it can't tell us how to kill it, can it tell us if it's ever been seriously injured?
I want you to. I want you to clarify because you did not. Because
We haven't asked
you
if
are
we
trying
haven't
to.
asked.
You're trying Corzin. You have to manipulate the machine to give you information.
Okay, so with the highlighted
Have you actually
bits,
asked it?
Yeah, please
you
ask
asked
how to
it.
kill the
Because I'm going to
Kraken.
go insane if you don't ask it how to kill the Kraken soon.
all right. With the highlighted things, I will actually just outright say, what is the most effective means for killing a Kraken?
There's a brief pause. These menus should help establish your query. You take to the device. You start pushing in different manipulating the dials. You realise that while whatever intelligence is assisting this machine can give you a push in the right direction, it's more like you're having to search through far too many options, only a fraction of which makes sense. You realise your first search just gives you the Kraken's heartbeat, which is
Right.
not what you want.
How fast is it?
Pretty slow.
Interesting.
Yeah. But
Actually, if it shows me the Kraken's heartbeat, is it like showing me a diagram of what the interior workings of the Kraken look like?
Is it?
In fact, I will say that as you try doing this, a portion of the map, the oil melts away,
Whoa.
and a representation side on of the Kraken, drawn in breathtaking art, appears, just manifesting out of the pigments, as if it is swimming through the sea.
Gross. Weaknesses.
It's giving you. You're continuing with your first search, however, as you do so. So you're trying to this is up to you. You can divert to try and find the Kraken's weaknesses, and you can probably
do
find
the
that
first one.
information, or you can just carry on searching for how to best kill this, which is kind of connected to it.
Actually, a thing that it might be able to tell us, given what we already know, is of all of these incidents, was there any in which it was seriously injured?
Okay, so you are searching for serious injuries to the Kraken and how to best kill it.
Yes.
Okay, these are close enough that they come within the same umbrella of the question,
Okay.
which is going to become relevant. Takes you another 3 minutes as you start to go through. You're getting a bit distracted by your companions, like offering you different variations on the same general thrust.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
You do get a little information. As far as you can tell, it is. It does have some records that come up. For one thing, completely immune to any sort of lightning or electrical damage.
Fair.
Victory stays home.
It also.
Not completely.
It also does. You also learn, because you're looking for weaknesses, that as far as you can tell, ordinary weapons not made of adamantium don't appear to. There's a record noting attempts to only adamantium spears were successfully able to pierce its hide on one occasion. That you do find records which are frustratingly scant on detail of the Kraken taking injury and being driven away, but never successfully being killed. So that's weaknesses, injuries.
Does it
Now,
say when
most
that
effective
was?
method? The dates, yes. Okay, when that last happened would be. Okay, the most recent attack. The most recent annotated attack on the Kraken, as opposed to the most recent attack that drove it off, which was about 30 years ago at St. Gregorsville, and you know this because of your own research, is dated back to... I'm going to make a quick note of this. No. Come back. making notes, digital notes here, and it turns out that the interface is a little different than what I expected. So that would be
fantasy meets reality.
Yeah. Got it. 1782. It's
on
marked
their
down,
calendar.
Yeah, it's marked down as 024 1782.
Okay. 024 782.
Yeah. And you also, but as you drain through, you realise that there are more annotations. These don't seem to be written by anyone in particular, or at least that you can tell of. But you realise you're hitting something that seems, and you realise that there is a regeneration happening.
Right.
Of some kind, some sort of restorative power that affects the Kraken.
Okay, slightly different tack, but...
No, you're getting the answer to this damn question.
Okay, fine.
Before you try and scam extra answers out of me.
Okay, fine.
Because, there are a limited number of questions. And in fact, I'm going to say, as you are getting this question, let's just establish the stakes, please, because you hear the crackling and crumbling sound. You look out the window, you've spent 6 minutes working on this question.
Yeah.
A lance of lightning spears out of the central column, bisecting one of the archives. It starts crumbling and falling to the ground. You have 11 archives remaining.
Okay.
While I am answering this question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please, just ask.
It's a deliberately confusing system which requires time to use, but you do get an answer. Rather, the question of the most effective way to kill the Kraken. You realise that you are able to draw together that the Kraken does seem to be able to be injured by things that aren't lightning. Not by mundane weapons, but yes, by adamantine weapons,
right,
or sufficiently powerful force. However, once it grows weak enough, you realise from this sort of almost like this drawing, this record of the Kraken, and this is in all of the records from the last 150 years.
Okay.
Though not, it would seem, from the annotated record from their time, 1782, from all that time ago. Once the Kraken is injured enough, it begins to regenerate, to heal, far in excess of any injuries it receives at that point.
Okay.
The map is able to track this, however. And following this, furiously typing as that archive collapses in the distance, you realise that it draws a magical connection between the Kraken and something at the very centre of the archipelago within the Eversquall.
Kraken has the Holy Grail. Kraken has the Holy Grail.
Yep.
That appears that the Kraken appears to be attuned to or anchored to in some way. And you realise, unless you can get rid of whatever is regenerating it, the Kraken cannot be killed.
Okay.
So that answers your question. What's the most effective way to kill the Kraken? Get rid of whatever of its source of eternal healing. That is, you bilked a lot of side questions out of this. I'm going to be sterner, but you've got one question. You have also you can stay here and continue to ask it questions if you want. I know there are other questions I'm sure any of you would like to ask this machine.
Yep.
Time, the only price you will pay is time.
This one said it only does Titanic shit, doesn't it?
Oh, it's currently set to Titanic shit, but anything related to anything, but it can. I will say just to take this: if there's anything related to Titans, the Kraken, at all, that whole sphere, This is your chance to ask questions.
All right.
How do we stop the world from ending? Like, can we ask it that? Is that a thing?
Is that related to Titans?
I mean,
Can we
it's
change
related
what it's
the
set to?
eye.
You can try it,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, okay, what
Yeah.
are the parameters here? Does it only do Titans? What are we talking?
Right.
We all have these questions that you asked us to get.
That's
what
fine.
are we doing?
Ask the...
Are there other rooms?
Okay,
we need to go
Celestia
to?
says, asks, how do we stop the world from ending? Do you ask this question to the helpful help device, Corzin?
Yes.
Okay, a
Nothing to
different
lose at this
set
point.
of panels shows up. It looks like you can, skimming through the gigantic on it, it looks like you can change the search parameters. It seems that there are some search parameters that might give you an answer to this somehow, inexplicably, but it will require you to change off from Titanic questions. So you kind of have a choice. You don't know for sure whether you can ask it about the Kraken again after this, after you change topics, but you know that you can change topics
Right.
to how do I stop the world from ending.
Okay, we are
So
short
you
on time.
you collectively need to make a choice about what your next question will be.
How many questions do we can ask? Do we have time for one more?
I don't know. Like,
The only other question I wanted to
we
ask
also
was
need
what-
to get the things.
Yes.
Really bad. Otherwise, we're all fucked and we can't do anything anyway.
The only other question I wanted to ask was what were the limits of the Kraken's perception? Like, what can and can't it see?
How burning is this, Corzin? Because
That might be something we can find elsewhere, potentially. I don't
Fine,
know.
let's try and ask about the end of the world then.
Okay, so Fred, your question is. So please state your question clearly to me, and this will guide the
Okay.
the manipulation of the machine.
how do we stop the apocalypse happening? In whatever form it might have.
Okay, you begin furiously working. I'm going to say this takes like 10 minutes of solid skimming because it's completely changes the search parameters.
Yep.
But you realize that this can do any number of things, including apparently projections, brackets, future.
Wow.
I was going
Okay.
for Kraken's eye. That's why my thoughts went.
No,
I wasn't
absolutely.
just metagaming.
And there is a side note which seems to have a small pic. And as this comes up, you do actually that picture of the Kraken moves from the center of the big board to one corner, and seems to be connected to this ongoing query as well. All right. You see an opportunity to I'm going to tempt you with bait, by the way. You see an opportunity as you are looking to follow a different line of query to answer a question of how the Kraken connects to the end of the world, because you are doing world-ending queries. Think of it as like...
Connected?
Sorry?
Is it connected then?
You don't know, but if there is a connection, this machine could give you an answer. It will just take time to find. Your first question, then. You begin skimming through, and you find you can't effectively operate the simulations of the future system.
Okay.
But you do find someone else could. Someone else did. You find logs, records from someone called Logos, who had apparently looked into this extensively. There are hundreds and hundreds. There are potentially hundreds of different records viewing possible futures, ways the world could go, talking about trying to tap through the Titan, through what is referred to as the power of Circe, to perceive how the world might end and how to avert it. And as you finally reach a summary paragraph right at the end. There are dozens of ways for the world to end. Every simulation I have run, civilization reaches a point where it can destroy itself. The only way to stop the world from ending is to build a society that can learn from its mistakes.
We're fucked.
For fuck's sake.
Surviving that threshold cannot be imposed from the top down like a stern parent. It must come from the bottom up. It is the great tragedy of our empire that we cannot see this. We can never build a society that could avert the end of the world.
Should we kill ourselves?
In the distance, a second of the archives crumbles.
I think we need to go.
Yeah.
But also, I want to go back in time and punch this person so bad. Come on!
We need to get the things.
We need to get the
and
things.
then try and come back if we want any more answers.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't think we'll be able to come back.
Well, I think we need to find a time to see if we can look back at this place and see other people finding answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
All right, if we're sure we're ready to go, there's no guarantee this archive will even still be standing.
I think we just have to not answer the questions we really want to answer because there's so many things I want to know. We can't risk being
changing
stuck
topic
here.
takes 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
We can't. We just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
There's so many things I want to know. This is... No.
All right. In which case, your next choice is: are you going to the central spindle, or do you want to whip out the other compass?
We need to find our thing.
We need
We need to get the totem first.
All right. The good news is you can see the central spire. From here, there is a doorway which leads out towards a broad open gallery. You scramble onto it, and you can see from here that there is a spindling one of those spindling glass, stone, and timber walkways leading up towards the central spire. It is a little terrifying, scrambling your way up it as arcs of lightning burst in every direction from the wreckage of the spire. And more than that, there are actually several points that different walkways enter into. Some of the walkways have increasingly more unstable looking crossing points beneath them, and as you get towards that central spire point, everything ahead of you is just a wreck of pale stone and collapsed, beautiful, shattered jewels. You are having trouble even figuring out where within this central spire the totem is. How would you like to find it?
Can we follow the path of destruction?
You can. Do you want to methodically trace your way through the path of destruction, or do you want to step back, look at the whole thing, and see if you can spot more clues?
I could do another telekinesis and Corzin, you could look. If you just tell me what to move to show different bits,
right? Actually,
you've got a better chance of
Who
spotting
wants
it.
help from the rainbow spirit? Who wants that?
Give it to Corzin. I'll just move things around.
Okay.
Do I, looking at the situation, does it seem likely to me it's within 1,000 feet right now?
Yes, you have gotten within 1,000.
Locate object.
Close to the central spot.
Yes.
Okay. I will say you get advantage on on a survival check to track this.
I will do telekinesis to move things out the way.
Yes.
Okay, so advantage on a survival check. Right.
And you have inspiration?
Right, well, the survival
No,
that
I said I
is...
wouldn't bother because...
Oh, you wouldn't bother. Never mind.
27. 27 on the survival.
Okay, with locate...
Glad I had advantage, though, because one of those was a 2.
With locate object assisting you, you peer forwards and you see... no, it's off to the left of where you thought the initial wreckage was. There is one of the lances must have brought more down to create a different path.
There, it's right there.
Okay,
Scamp,
grabbing it.
there is exhaustive wreckage in the way, filled with dangerously sparkly energy. But with telekinesis, you are easily able to fling sections away. As you scramble on, however,
thank you, friend.
You hear another crackling as a titanic arc of power emanates from a shattered gemstone the size of like a fucking dinner table nearby. It strikes one of the archives, which begins to fall into the abyss. As well, you see this giant gemstone crack further, and a cascade of strange, distorting waves begins to pulse out in every direction. You need to find a safe spot for shelter.
Okay.
Someone, Scamp's the last one to take the lead because of the telekinesis. So Corzin or Celestia, I need. How do you want to shelter from the cascade of terrifying distortions that are coming out? Scamp is busy clearing the way at the moment, and the telekinesis is occupied.
Is there a piece of fallen rubble we can huddle under?
Potentially. Can I ask you to make a stealth check to find the largest piece you can hide under?
Okay. Natural 20!
Yes.
I will say, natural 20, as you slide underneath, you all spot a fallen display case that somehow managed to collapse here from one of the archives must have smashed. You could all roll a d20 and grab something.
Everybody under here, quick!
It was so nearly another 20, it was a 2.
15.
Aww.
Give yourself a book, Scamp.
Yay!
A curio, Celestia, and Corzin.
That's a 5.
And another book. Okay. With the collapse, the pulses continue emerging outwards in every direction. Victory grabs Jeffrey and pulls him in just in time before, with a mighty crack, the jewel shatters, spraying lightning bolts in all directions. A shudder runs up and down the tower, but the immediate danger has passed. Following your locate object spell, with Scamp clearing the way, you manage to pull aside enough pieces of rock that you make your way to what seems to be some sort of central chamber with a strange layered-looking series of shells of magical barriers all around the distinctly familiar pyramid-like totem that has smashed itself right into the center of the spire's arcane workings.
Little fucker.
And as for how you're going to extract that is a question for after these, no doubt important, messages.
Ooh. Oh, look at this one. Ducks and how to make them pay. And this one. 120 uses for dragon hide. How to like, rate and subscribe to Flintlocks and Fireballs. And there's an extra one on all the benefits of supporting their Patreon. This library truly has everything. So many books, so little time.
And welcome back. you... Actually, you know what? Let's go for these. And welcome back. You find yourself at the core of the Falling Archive. The totem, catching sight of the totem, it has managed to bury itself in the centre of a shell of layered arcane barriers. You can see now that these hemispherical, these sort of veering hemispherical, or in places actually spherical, almost spherical, orbs of force are moored to a series of glyphs graven into the walls that have been activated, perhaps, by the arrival of the totem, or perhaps they were there beforehand. Regardless, the barriers flicker with prismatic light in different colours, and the moorings also flicker, looking unstable and erratic. You're not getting to that totem without disabling these barriers in some way.
And we can't just get the totem to us.
You try using the
Just
telekinesis. The barrier appears to block telekinesis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Break
That's a lot.
it? Is it breakable?
It might be possible to break your way through the moorings. How you want to do that and with what degree of force or finesse you want to do that is up to you.
Can we maybe disable the glyphs? If we break the thing with the glyphs on, would that do it? Do we think?
Do these look like magical glyphs that we've seen anywhere else?
They look similar to the to gigantic runes that you've seen.
Right.
We've scratched off bits of glyphs and that's
Yeah.
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Can I get my shitty rapier and try and...
You can. This will be an Arcana check.
Okay. That is a 15.
Okay. You start. You make your way close. You try it. You study the different runes ahead of you, and kind of thinking for a moment. You think you know the right rune to hit. As you break it through, you break 1, 2, 3 runes. The sphere of energy begins to flicker. It looks like it's about to go out, and then with one last surge, it violently explodes, blasting out in every direction. So this is 1, 2, 3. First failure. Each of you is struck by a wave of light and arcs of lightning coming out of the shield as it collapses. So you each take. Well, that's actually quite convenient. 20 radiant damage.
Ouch.
Uh-oh.
And 10, 20, 22 lightning damage. If you're resistant to lightning damage, half that.
Okay.
Yay.
42
so 11.
total.
Hang on. 11 is... Yep, got it. Got
20.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, if you're
I'm
resistant
there.
to lightning, it'll be.
Oh, I just forgot how to
31.
maths. That's not,
Yeah,
that's
no,
not
so-
your fault.
So it's 42 total if you're not
Yep.
resistant to
Yep.
any of that. And the Constitution save would be half that,
Yes.
which is 21,
Yes.
which is what I rolled.
Okay, defender advantage. You just keep your telekinesis up, but it's wavering. As you are all blasted aside, the explosion begins to disrupt something in the walls. And you see parts of the interior superstructure crush downwards over and around the totem, physically trapping it under a ludicrous quantity of massive boulders, huge pulsing and huge what appear to be pulsing nested shells of glowing metal and crystal, like gigantic spell scrolls, nested within each other, bulging out of the ceiling. Some part of the arcane workings of this central spindle have burst out and are pressing against the totem, making it physically quite hard to reach. You're going to need to either pull this thing out, somehow get the totem, the huge boulders, many of which might well be over 1,000 pounds in weight, or somehow manage to carefully finesse it out from underneath its gigantic bulk.
Where are all of my spells? Persuasion.
Let's
persuade the rocks, Celestia.
Persuade it.
I could destructive wave something.
Oh.
Would that help?
Possibly. Oh, I don't know how useful it might be, but I could briefly reverse gravity and then we could maybe pull it out somehow.
I would say you took the lead on the previous one.
Yes, that's
So,
true. I forgot.
Someone else needs to take the lead on this. You're busy recovering from
Yeah.
hitting yourself back up.
I'll lose my levitation, my telekinesis stuff, but...
Idea.
An option. Yes, what's your idea? That won't use a 7th level spell.
If you're gonna reverse gravity, I can use the graspy thing again as it reverses to grab it.
That's a really good idea. It does use the 7th level spell, but yeah, that's a really good idea.
Okay.
I guess we're doing that.
Are the circumstances favourable for me doing that?
Honestly, as you prepare to do that, you very swiftly see this is quite unnecessary, because the reversal of gravity is enough. As Scamp gathers the power and changes the local gravity in the area to just lift huge boulders, massive nested spiraling lattices of crystal and metal upwards off the wedged the wedged totem. You do assist by running in and on the very edge of... Actually, no, it's true. Actually, this is a good time for your grasping vine. I will say that you use it. And because the vine is able to reach in without being pulled up by the wave of reversed gravity, and
can be 20 feet away if it needs to be.
Yep, dislodge the totem and pull it out from where it's been wedged in.
Yes, he does say that out loud.
Yeah. It flies free, and you are able to get hold of it. In this you have this brief moment of joy before you hear. You turn. You can see through the cleared wreckage a distant flash of lightning and an archive crumbling and spinning towards the spindle.
Oh boy!
You all dive to the side as the archive violently collides with the central spindle as it falls away. The spindle rocks, hurling all of you out towards a looming gap in the side. One of you can take the lead on this. Scamp, you've been... I guess... Actually, no, that means... Alright, Celestia, Victory can help you. How do you want to stop... how do you want to help the party not be hurled into the abyss? You can... Victory does have spells. You can suggest something to her.
Not be hurled into the abyss. With Celestia's spells... How close to the abyss are they?
This is happening in seconds. You're all being thrown towards the gaping hole in the side of the spindle by the archive crashing into it.
Thunderwave will blow things away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Would it blow people away from me?
It will blow people away from you if
It's
you
not gonna
angle it
help
right.
me,
But Victory might be able to catch you.
yeah.
I'm going to say, in the
Very
moment
good
that you
idea.
start doing this, she sees what you're doing and starts casting her own spell.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do it like a bit higher level.
Okay, Victory's aiding you.
Why?
What level are you doing it at?
Actually, you know what? There's no point.
No.
It doesn't get bigger, does
Victory
it?
just
I'll
does
do
more
one.
damage.
Yeah, I'll do one.
Give me.
I had it in my head as one of those spells that gets
Gets
a bigger
bigger,
radius.
yeah.
It's not. I'm
Give
mixing it up with
me-
another one I have.
Give me an Arcana check with advantage, please. And you also take minimum Thunderwave damage.
Please, good. That is a 16. It's not that good.
Would
You
it
get
help
a tingle.
to do the if I bend
It's a very small chance, but you
So
get a
there.
tingle.
Help.
That was a 3.
Okay.
Oh, it's like a 19 a fail. Jesus.
Right, probably a 20.
You're, like I said, you're a small chance. Okay. With the crashing in place, then this marks the second failure.
It's been my fault. Help.
You begin. You are now all. The good news is you do manage to blast off the Thunderwave in time to knock the rest of to knock the party from falling completely into the abyss. Victory isn't quite able to
Did you get advantage from Victory?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just check.
Victory
I just rolled bad.
tries
That's fine.
casting a spell, casts a fly spell on herself and tries to grab you, preventing you from going into the abyss. But as this happens, the pair of you collide with one of the giant orbs that are collapsing out of the central spindle. A wave of distortion bursts out of it, knocking both of you back onto into the spindle. But the wave hits everyone. I need you all to roll a d6 for me, please.
D6, okay.
As the wave begins to play strangely with your senses, disorienting you.
3.
5.
Okay. I'm gonna need to mark this down as a thing. So, Victory starts screaming and clutching her eyes from the blast of light. She is blinded.
Ooh.
Who got a 3?
Me.
Or 4? Okay. With the sound echoing in every direction, your ears ring and don't stop ringing. For the moment, at least, you are deafened.
Oh no.
Celestia and Scamp, something goes weird, and it feels like you're falling, and you keep feeling like you're falling even while you're on the ground, as something happens to your inner ear, and your speed drops to 0. Both your speeds drop to 0 from being from disorientation. So, Corzin, you can see but you can't hear. Victory can hear but cannot see, and the pair of you can see and hear, but you can't. But your speed is 0.
Can't fucking move though.
Does that stop fly and everything?
Well, that's a good question. I would say it stops fly because it stops you from doing it because you can't. Your inner ear is fucked. Your sense of balance and proprioception is gone. It's slowly recovering, but for the sake of this next challenge.
But can Celestia fly? Because
I mean, I can't.
Victory
casts fly on
you.
herself.
On herself, sorry, I get that.
She doesn't get
wrong
twin
way around.
spells.
Right.
Also, even if I could fly, I can't because I have the same problem as you.
But
Yes.
if it was
So
already
Victory
cast, I
can
wondered if it
fly,
would still
but
be
is
there.
blind. You know Victory's blind because she's screaming, I can't see anything! Those of you who can see, however, can see that the crumbling second archive is now starting to cut off exits from different parts of the spindle as pieces of rubble and flaming wreckage crumble around you. There are walkways. There might be ways to get through the spindle's corridors to reach one of the gantries that leads out to another archive. But you're going to need to either find a path, run like hell, which is going to involve some carrying, or duck, dodge, and weave your way acrobatically through all of this. Someone's got to take the lead, but which is probably not going to be Celestia skills wise. But you are all going to need to deal with the fact that you have impaired senses.
Right.
Do I have a sense of if it's a physical thing or a mental thing? So is it tied to my body or my mind?
Roll a medicine check for self-awareness.
Otherwise, just the spins.
15.
You're not feeling like there's a mental compulsion on you, if any way. It doesn't feel magical. It just feels like you've basically banged your head super hard, and you can't figure out which way is up.
So if I changed my body, it might go away?
Maybe.
That's interesting.
That's genuine,
That's very
maybe, because you would have a different body.
Oh dear.
Can I, as Corzin, see that? Well, presumably, I must be able to see that Victory is in some distress over. not being
Yeah,
able
you
to
can't quite work out what Victory is saying, but she's like waving her hands and looking around confusedly and screaming something
Doing the
while floating in the air slightly.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I reach her?
Yeah, you can reach Victory. She's not that far above the air. But yeah, Corzin or Scamp, one of you is gonna. Whichever of you acts first here.
Celestia, I think I can get maybe to move, but it means changing your body. And I know you hate that.
No, we have to. Fucking hell. Fine. Great.
I can try.
Ugh. Shit.
I would like to twin a polymorph if you are willing.
I'm like so
Begrudgingly.
mad. But yes.
I'm trying to think. I think giant apes might be the best bet.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember
How
their
do I
intelligence.
turn
I feel like they're
back?
somewhat
Yeah.
distant.
You're going to be the most extra ape ever.
Oh yeah, it's a Celestia ape.
Oh, I am like the.
I think those are the.
Imagine the word willing, but like just about like if we step a toe over the line from unwilling into willing, that's where I am.
All right.
Yeah. Fair.
Intelligence 7, so it's all little one. Okay, so Celestia, is this the first time you've been polymorphed?
Yes, because I've
Oh,
always
boy.
said no.
So you get the bizarre experience of a series of golden planes of light forming around you.
I did scream, "How do I turn back?" just before. Do you
Yeah.
reply? Do you reply?
I'm trying to, probably not before we turn.
Yes,
The answer is wait. I think I have to drop concentration. I'm not sure if you could do anything.
You guess.
Or you take the
You guess. Wait, I think.
Do we now understand Jeffrey talk?
It does not change your mind. It does not come with language understanding necessarily. I will say.
I'm so mad.
But you do feel you've 7 intelligence. You feel your wits blunted heavily by this.
No, that happened. Yeah, somewhere.
Very
But
heavily from me.
what you see
Does the
around.
ape get the eye of the storm?
I don't think we get magical items.
Oh, fair. No, I
Yeah,
didn't know
your
how that
body's
works.
like a little
That would be
different.
amazing.
Yeah.
That would be
Basically, you
hilarious.
watch as golden planes of light form into shape around you, and seem to, and you feel yourself lifted up, and this bizarre experience of going very far away while moving forwards at the same time, almost like you're going, the rest of your body is going somewhere, and your mind is going forwards, and everything is golden light, and then you're blinking, and you are a huge silver
And purple.
Silver 8 with purple, like, fuzz to the edge of the...
Are you like a purple silverback gorilla?
Yeah.
Honestly,
With a
I
lot
of
honestly
hair.
cannot describe how mad this ape looks. like how mad you're thinking. Just like make it worse. Like it's so mad.
I'll note that your athletics scores in this form are +9, which means you definitely have a strength advantage in trying to force your way through the spindle's collapsing corridors. And I will say that, yes, your body has physically changed. So your bodies go somewhere and deal with, like inner ear problems. But these bodies don't have inner ear problems right now.
I would love some inner ear problems at this game. Is what Celestia
Not
is
being a
thinking.
giant fucking
Yeah.
ape.
Like so ungrateful.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's a very, very weird experience.
Actually, so close to unwilling that I considered dying for a moment.
But
I gather you're willing in the same sense as technically people are willing when they have a root canal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you, do you want to make? Can you make an athletics, Scamp? Can you make an athletics check with advantage using the giant ape's athletics, please?
Me. That was a 19. Not brilliant. I can't do anything on myself, so that's
Not give you inspiration.
no.
That was with advantage.
Yeah, one of them was a 1.
What level spell is polymorph?
It's a 4th.
Just check.
And I twinned it, if that makes a difference, so I had to spend 4 sorcery points.
You know what? Just because of the fact that you are two giant apes, and you did end up spending the equivalent of a 5th level spell by twinning it, I will say that I'll say that is enough. So you are able to smash your way through the crumbling archive around you, which does get you another step through. You grab hold of Corzin and Victory, who's you grab hold of Corzin. Corzin's got hold of Victory. Jeffrey and Marjorie both leap on. Jeffrey's screeching particularly loud. You think Jeffrey might have been temporarily deafened.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Oh no.
You scoop
Screaming
up.
louder because he thinks it'll make him hear
You
it.
scoop up the
Aw.
confused and flailing around Marjorie, who also appears to be having bird inner ear equivalent problems.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
I'm in physical contact with Victory right now.
Yep. So you're pulling Victory after you.
I cast Lesser Restoration.
You do. Victory's blindness is healed.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that should do it!
Yeah, I did.
Poor Victory, there's suddenly just 2 apes
It's
here.
like,
that weren't there
what
previously.
the? Just puts 2 together. Oh, right, okay.
The colour scheme is at least clear.
The colour schemes are clear. The giant pink fur, the giant purple and silver fur. It's pretty clear.
Corzin's just going to point at his ears and shake his head.
She nods. Okay. So that means 1, 2, 3. Nope. 4. Nope. 5 successes is where we are at. Okay, as you manage to scramble towards one of the bridges out, and there is a screeching as a third archive explodes, and an piece of one of the arcs goes straight through the bridge you are on. With a twisting of metal, the entire bridge swings towards another archive. Yeah.
How did
This
one
is-
object do all this?
Yeah, there is a gap I'm going to say there's a 30, 40-foot gap at its closest point between the end of the walkway and the nearest archive.
Is there anything for swinging?
Yes, there is the shattered remnants of another walkway above, twisting metal
So,
girders.
I grab
spinning
everyone
past.
and do a Tarzan.
Yes,
Hey.
give
Think
me
she can still fly?
Yeah.
give me an
that should help.
acrobatics
Yeah.
check, please.
Oh.
Okay.
With which you're still proficient in, and I think your dex is the same, if not slightly better.
It's +2.
+2.
Okay, so
We have a climb speed, if that's relevant. We've got a 40-foot climb speed.
I mean, yeah, your form is beneficial here. All right, I'll give you advantage.
I'm going to do the same thing.
What is the check?
Acrobatics.
Oh, you're kidding
or
that I get a
athletics.
+2. Athletics, please. That's +9, right?
Okay, athletics
Yeah.
it is.
If you let me
Yep,
do it
I'll
on
let you do
athletics,
athletics 'cause
because
it
I'm
is a
picking
jump.
everybody up
Yeah.
and being strong, I will take
Yeah,
that.
because you are a giant
Because-
ape.
Otherwise, this ape's acrobatics is 10 less than Celestia's, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, that is 28. It's my first good roll in
With a
maybe half an hour.
screech
So I'll
as
take it.
you grab the others, including the second ape, and
Whoa!
as the walkway
fist
collapses
bump, how
beneath
to swing.
you leap up, grab hold of another piece of archway with a proper sort of. How does the Tarzan scream go? I've actually forgotten.
That's the
Thank you. With that scream, you
More
swing
exasperated than that.
on the.
There we go. That's
You swing on the broken girder and smash through the windows of the nearest archive. You watch. You glance back and you see falling forever into the abyss the huge wall that was the map of Calcinea. Also, Scamp, roll 2d100 as you land.
No! What's going to happen to this poor thing? Those are both percentile. I'm a fool.
You're on 80-20.
Yes, I did. A very helpful number. So it's a 21 and a 14. I feel like those are danger numbers.
All of them feel like danger
21
numbers.
and 14. Okay.
They're both terrible.
Oh no.
Okay. You feel like there's bad luck or extreme uncertainty in your future. Pick one.
One's definitively bad.
I know what one of them. I will go for the bad luck, unfortunately, because the other one seems really bad.
Bad luck it is. Roll a d100.
67.
Okay. That's bizarre.
We have different hit points as gorillas.
Okay.
Yes. Your
As you
temporary
hit
hit
the
points are now
ground in this,
157.
as
More
you
hit
hit
points
the
than I've
ground
ever had.
in this room, you realise it's full of mirrors. All of them shatter, sending shards of glass in every direction. Dex saves, please.
Okay.
I went for table fables for the
Dex
other one.
save?
Fair enough. Dex save is just +2.
29.
19, actually. It's not
I've
terrible.
got a 5.
Okay. Sorry, Corzin, what did you get?
29.
29. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that the 19 points of slashing damage are halved to 9 for Corzin. Not for Victory, who does get the full 19 damage. And you take, 19 points of damage to your giant ape, 157 hit points. But, yeah, regardless, whatever mysteries... I will say that that this archive seems to be full of mirrors for the most part, apart from two things. One of which I realised would have been really damn useful for you to have, and I meant for you to find this before you got to the central spindle. But never mind. You find you de-spot in an alcove are in this in this room of shattered mirrors, there is a plinth upon which is a lyre made, like the classical instrument, made, as far as you can tell, of some sort of beautiful pearlescent material with silvery strings. Corzin and Celestia, it has a faint aura around it.
The gorilla looks considerably less mad and grabs the fucking magical instrument before us.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm grabbing it.
Yep.
I so want you to try and play it while
As
being
the
a
ape.
giant gorilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
And
please note.
If it's performance based, your charisma's -2 right now.
Please note that you have the lyre of inspiration. Details of which to be discovered, but for the moment you definitely have a gobsmackingly beautiful magical lyre. Just gonna make sure I've got those. Let me know if you decide to play it. Oh, no, forget even decide to play it. The moment you hold this in your giant gorilla mitts, you
Inches away from running into a wall so I can play the lyre.
you have to run to the wall a lot.
Like
You've got like
7
140 more.
138.
That's going to be a lot of running into the wall.
Can Corzin hear yet? Is it still...
No, I was
would
going to
say-
ask, do I have the opportunity to cast Lesser Restoration on myself now?
We're in the middle of a thing.
You.
Just if I drop the spell now, we go back to being...
I will
able
say
to-
that you do have that opportunity, but after about a minute has passed, which by this point it has, the ringing in your ears has died down enough that the deafness appears to have worn off.
Oh, thank the Regent for that.
You said when I pick it up, something happens.
Yeah, sorry, I'm literally trying to find the damn. No. Oh, I've got labelled it outstanding Patreon elements in giant fucking letters.
That
why.
would be it then.
Okay, you get a feeling that runs down your through your giant fingers, down your wrist into your heart. A sense of inspiration upon you, an urge, like a sense that you could inspire anyone to action with this lyre, and you can see that there is wording on its like carved in gigantic on the curve along the neck of the lyre as well,
That's really fun.
which you can't read because you don't
Fuck
read
it, just
gigantic.
once.
What does it say?
Fat hands.
It's you get one. It plays a pure and clean note that lifts the hearts of anyone who hears it. It is genuinely uplifting and inspiring. You feel like if you played a more consistent tune with this, you could do a lot. Particularly if you decided to use it to grant any sort of bardic inspiration. Corzin, you can see the wording says, "May those who hear its song find ceaseless inspiration to achieve their goal."
Okay, yeah, definitely gone to the right person.
Yeah.
the right gorilla right now.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, the right currently gorilla.
There's a lyre with my fat little gorilla hands.
There is also in the distance, by the way, you hear as another archive collapses. At this stage, there are 6 archives still standing. And I believe you previously got to ask one. You got 2 questions solidly answered, plus a bunch of like tangential related ones, which I'm going to say so on. There is all of the mirrors in this room have shattered, save one. It's the largest mirror, and rather than silvered glass, you can see a massive, and this one is huge, but it is built into the wall, polished mirror of dark stone or crystal. It reflects the room beyond and all of you within it, the inhabitants. But almost everyone is only reflected dimly and indistinctly, except for one person. Each of you please roll a luck check.
Okay. Natural 20.
8.
9.
Corzin. Corzin is stood directly in front of the mirror's centre. And Corzin, you think you can see other figures behind you in the background. Figures that aren't in this room, hazy and indistinct. There is a huge inscription written in gigantic around this dark mirror in silver lettering. And there is also a piece of slate laid by its base with a smaller but denser piece of text in gigantic. Which would you like to read first?
Big text first.
Mirror of Truth.
Okay.
Simulacra are accurate to within a 1 in 12 chance of error. Simulacra will answer questions truthfully to the best of their ability. One simulacrum at a time.
I'm going to drop the polymorph at this point because it feels unhelpful to be
Yeah.
gorilla.
Both of you,
You were about to get like
Fuzzy.
sort of gorilla slap if you didn't.
the two fuzzy gorillas
That was my immediate next move.
become fuzzy representations of Scamp and
Again,
Celestia.
because it's boring not to, can we assume that you're translating unless you tell us otherwise?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Like
gonna-
anything you
lot of-
don't translate, tell us you haven't, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So apparently this mirror tells the truth, although I don't know exactly how it does that.
Well, the thing it said, the word you said.
Simulacra.
Yeah, that's like a copy, isn't it? I think there's a way of doing that.
Yeah.
Well, we need
So-
to ask it something.
I think it
Yeah.
maybe makes a person we could ask something.
Alright.
Anyone?
I don't know. What's the other bit of text?
You
Okay,
look-
yeah, the slate on the floor.
You look at the slate on the floor, and you read, I do not claim any responsibility for mental anguish caused by questioning a simulacrum of yourself. Yes, it will answer honestly. No, you may not like what it says. I designed this as an interrogative and research tool, not a therapeutic aid. If we have a repeat of the Stelios incident, I swear I will seal off access to the mirror. It's signed Logos.
Right, well, seems like Logos bit off more than they could chew here.
Okay, who's got somebody they want to ask something?
Scamp's not thinking it, but Robbie's going, oh, it's the would you fuck your clone problem. We don't have time for this.
We once spent a whole evening at a LARP just asking passers-by if they'd fuck a clone of themselves. What a good day it was.
It was tremendous.
For hours. We were very drunk. Anyway.
Oh.
Right, so we can ask someone, anyone questions. And it might be accurate. Was it 1 in 12?
1 in 12 chance of error is what it
Okay,
says.
so we've got a 1 in 1 in 12 chance of it being completely screwed up.
Who are we asking?
I don't know. And does it have to be anyone particular? Like,
Yes.
Corzin.
it has to be Corzin.
Peering behind at the figures behind you, you can faintly make out members or people close to you. Molly and Corzin Jr. immediately come up, but
Yeah.
you can also see figures like Wendell, your parents, Olga.
Oh, fuck.
Uh,
Oh, fuck.
And you feel like there's a system for finding people, but it seems to automatically present people close to you or who have touched your history in some way as like your initial options. There's probably a way to navigate to a specific person.
I mean, I have things I want to ask people. Does no one else?
Yes, lots. Okay.
Well, I'm doing it if you aren't, so...
Well, no.
It has to be someone connected to Corzin. Who are you asking?
Corzin is currently just the one stood in
Oh,
front
it's
of
just
the
because
mirror.
it's Corzin
Yeah,
front.
it's just
Okay,
the
we
person who
can.
stands there.
Okay.
Right,
If none of you have anything, I'm getting in.
I've got something.
Go on, hurry up then, darling. We don't have much time.
Not knowing exactly how this works initially, Corzin is just going to try and bring Olga to his mind.
You focus on Olga, and the image of you in the mirror steps to one side and becomes fuzzy, and the fuzzy image of Olga steps forward and crystallizes into a perfect image of Olga Gristlegums. It's like she's just standing behind a piece of darkened glass.
Why did you want me to kill the Kraken so badly?
I was bound by pact never to take direct action against the Kraken. But I saw that the Kraken's...
Is this the right person?
Yes, this is right.
Yeah.
And I saw that the Kraken's goal... I haven't been this character in 100 episodes. But I saw that the Kraken's goal was unattainable through its methods. It was primarily destructive rather than constructive. Killing people to preserve the future, rather than building a civilization capable of learning from its mistakes. How else was I to be sure to survive long enough to escape this miserable world? In
we're
the
back to
distance,
space
you
travel.
hear a crash as another of the archives begins to fall. 5 archives remain.
Alright, my turn.
Yeah, I get out of the way.
Oh god, out of the few that I have, who am I going to... I mean, the knee-jerk is my mother, innit?
Yeah.
Yep.
As you step forwards, you see that your the echoes of your family, Leah's there as well, and Saran appear behind you. But you think Nivara, and the image of you steps to one side, and all of you get to see
That's useful.
Nivara Rothnol.
Okay.
She looks... I think I need to actually find...
She looks quite a bit like Celestia.
quite a bit like Celestia.
She's got Celestia's jawline.
Yeah.
Very much.
And
just like a fair amount of bone structure.
yeah. It's, you see a tall, though not quite as tall, drow woman. Aristocratic in appearance, who holds herself with a sort of cold fierceness, an absolute certainty. There's a slightly uncomfortable echo of something of the of what you've seen before in Lady Grace to her, but if it had gone through a different life, she regards you with, and yes, she's dressed in traditional aristocratic drow dark clothing with slashes of with faint slashes of colour. She regards you coolly, awaiting your question.
What the fuck do you want? What is your end game?
My goal is to destabilize the Underdark and create a visible alternative that the Drow can see. A place where Drow are able to live with comfort and status without needing to oppress every single other race. This comes less from idealism than practicality. I have seen the future that awaits our people, and it ends with the extermination of the Drow at the hands of more advanced peoples that we disdain as lesser races.
Huh.
In the distance, a crumbling as the first collapsing archive smashes into a second, bringing it down. There are 4 archives, including the one you are in, remaining.
Anyone want to take a turn? Because I feel like I can't ask 2 in a row.
I don't think we've got time.
I don't know who I would ask the question that I want to ask.
Oh, I do.
I've got so many people, but no, it's not worth the risk.
You sure? Look,
No, but let's go.
This could be your
I'm
only
doing it.
time.
I know.
I'm gonna try and get Adrin. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Nivara
While you
steps
lot are
to-
starting to
yeah.
leave.
While you're discussing,
Like
Nivara
while you lot are
steps to the
talking about it,
side,
no one's
Yeah,
got anything
and
else.
Adrin steps forward and focuses into frame.
Are you reachable, or are you gone completely? You know what I mean?
I believe, truly, in the goal of coming to the surface. But I want my own life. I want to live under the sun, where I'm not a second-class citizen. And since I've come to the surface, I've started to realize what that is. By your standards, if I can be reached, that is how you would reach me.
Right, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, lads.
Alright, I've got another one for Olga then.
No,
It's the
we've
only
got
one.
no. That was another archive going. We've got like 3 left. If we don't get this cure, we don't get out of here.
Alright, let's go then.
You flip out the other
Sorry, you argued for a
Yes,
split
these.
second and it was enough.
victory, and you can see that the needle is flickering towards a walkway leading up towards another of the archives that is slowly swinging by to pass. Victory kind of balls her fists. No guarantee this place is going to be back here after we cross over. Last chance, anyone?
I'm going. I'm not staying. We need to find this thing.
Okay. Yep, I'm going to.
Victory kind of hesitates for a moment, looking at the mirror, looking back to you, Scamp.
I'll understand if you want to go back, but we're going forward.
There's so many things we need to know.
I
There's so
know.
many things we need to know. I don't know what the right questions are. If you've got one, this might be our only chance.
And if asking that question gets us information that is useless because we're stuck here forever, then what does it gain us?
Go. I'll catch up.
I'm going.
She stands in front of the mirror, and as you start making your way to the walkway, do any of you look back?
Yeah.
You
No.
see...
Yeah, well, I can't not.
you literally cannot.
You look back, it's an amazing question. How is that the first time that's happened? That's so...
I love
What are
you
you
so
going
much.
to do if you have like an Orpheus thing? You can't not
Yeah.
look back.
Yeah, take your
You
belt
cannot
off.
die. We cannot bring you back because you will look back.
You see the figure of Vasilisa appear at the mirror. You don't hear what the question Victory whispers, but the form of Vasilisa kneels, puts a hand to the glass, says something and smiles, and Victory puts her hand back and touches it before she straightens up, adjusts her coat, and still up. Last minute of it flies after you at speed. Okay. The last search for the vampire cure. Then the compass leads you up and along the walkway. The walkway bridge spins its way towards another archive that is passing. Again, it looks like there's going to be a jump, but this time, sections, you can see that the central spindle has broken almost in half, and now there are erratic chaining bolts of lightning flickering in every direction. You're going to need to... They seem to be going at intermittent paths, so you might need, if you're going to cross, you either need to time any jumps, or maybe you need some other way of bridging the gap, as the archive that you're trying to get to glides past you.
I'm going to do a 5th level fly and give us the other 3 of us fly.
Okay,
Because it feels like what we need, the
that's a
speed.
success.
Great idea.
As you cast it, all three, you all feel that buoyancy, and as one, you zip across and onto the archive.
I'm moving sorcery points
With
around.
a crumbling and shattering, a piece of that spectral spindle falls off and smashes through the archive you just left. You see it sail to the ground, down into the dark. You hurry through the interior archives of the interior corridors of one of the 2 remaining archives, circling around the spindle. And you find a cabinet filled with all sorts of potions, salves, tinctures, any
How
number
big
of
is the thing?
samples.
How big is the cabinet? How many
it's
things?
definitely like huge, just about in size. But more importantly, the compass points directly to the precise potion
Yeah,
you
but
are
I
looking
can't
for.
put them all
Excellent.
in a bag, is what I'm saying.
mind taking one
If
or
you
two.
wanted, you could
Scoop them in.
try and scoop some in.
Yeah, I'll happily help you with that.
100%, yeah.
Okay, you're all looting this round.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So
yeah.
you scramble. You just grab a bag and you arm in
You put some
Yeah.
random ass potions.
as
in
many
front of me.
potions or bottles as you can. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to add to your in fact, all of you roll twice, please, because this is like a
Okay.
treasure trove of potential potions.
D20s?
Yep.
Oh, terrible. Can I tides
8
as well?
and a
Tides aren't
17.
active, aren't they?
I
Can
mean, tides aren't active, so you
Can I
could then
tides-
lock one of them.
one of them?
Yeah, sure.
Or I could call that the tides roll and then do
Yeah,
the second
fine.
one. That's probably better.
I have a 10 and a natural 20.
I've got an 8 and a 12.
8 and a 17.
Okay, so the 8, you get a. I'm going to ask you to write down obscure medicine. 12, I'm going to ask you to write down level 2 potion. Was that a 13? Was one of them?
I have a 10 and a natural 20.
I have
10.
a 17.
Got it. 10, write down level 1 potion. Uh, 17, write down potion brackets magical curio.
Okay.
Instead of and 20, write down unique potion. And you all also get each of you roll 2d6, and please add that number of regular healing potions,
Oh, nice. Not complaining.
because this was just a
10
11.
healing
Four
potions.
potions.
I've
got 5.
I don't think I've ever had that many healing potions. It's well exciting.
Yeah, these are your basic 2d4 plus 2.
Excellent.
Fuck am I healing?
So the 8 was a medical thing?
Obscure medicine.
obscure medicine.
An obscure medicine. Yes, and of course you managed to grab the vampirism cure just in time to hear a screeching, crunching as the archive you are in collides with another archive.
I would like to grab everyone and teleport if we're leaving. We're leaving. I assume we're leaving.
Are we going? Do we need anything else here?
You scream
Potentially.
as everything starts
I
collapsing
grab
around you.
everyone.
Okay, let's go.
Let's get out of here.
We're all within 10 feet of each other, aren't we?
Yep.
Well, that's a good question. Everyone, please roll a dex save for your last check.
That's 10 feet back.
Actually.
Oh, that's a 13.
13.
That's a 22. Sorry, I forgot out of maths.
Can I bend luck on whoever feels like it would need it?
That would be victory.
Okay. It's only a 2.
That's going to depend on what Victory's dex is. It's not quite enough. Victory didn't do well on that dex roll.
Are we still flying?
She had 1 minute flight
Yeah,
left.
but the rest of us.
The rest of you are still flying, but with the collapse, Victory's flight expires, and you see Victory dropping down out of the 10-foot radius, and starting to fall into the abyss as pieces of shattering archive are collapsing down around her. If one of you's gonna try and fly down, it's an acrobatics. It's probably going to be an acrobatics
Me,
check.
please. If it's acrobatics,
Yeah.
do
Okay.
that.
Yep.
I think mine.
Oh,
finesse
God,
is
yeah,
at
by
12,
far. I was
yeah.
just looking at the spells I can do. My acrobatics is terrible.
31.
You zip down,
It looks
weaving
amazing.
through
I'll do a somersault.
through jagged shards of beautiful quartz-like stone, falling potions, massive columns, astonishing works of art, and you grab hold of Victory and half pull, half throw her up into a sphere, into a 10-foot sphere around Scamp as you get there yourself.
I will use my 8th level spell to cast teleport.
And with a thunderous clap, you see as Scamp brings their hands together, veils of the strange inky void wrap around you in a circle. And the last thing you see as the void is collapsing is the central spindle on its side collapsing and falling, descending right towards you, just in time for the dark to completely cover you, and then vanish as all of you hang in the air just over the manor. Victory just drops to the ground. Ow!
Oh, I've got healing, darling. Hang on.
Thank you.
All the healing. Are you okay?
That was a close one.
Yeah.
That was a bit.
Yeah, that was too close.
Sorry. Really, properly sorry. That was bad.
Yeah. But I understand, but yeah, it was.
I panicked and they've never once told me the actual truth. And it feels stupid and trite, and it wasn't that important, and I'm sorry.
Well, fuck.
What did you ask?
She smiles, but doesn't say.
Fair.
I hope whatever it was
It was an important
satisfying
question.
answer.
Hope it helped with whatever.
And I've always been afraid to know, but it's good to.
Yeah,
Truth's a hard thing to come by.
but not knowing is worse. Yeah, much worse. I should sit down. I'm bleeding quite a lot, and I have used a lot of.
So much.
I'm going to sleep because honestly, it's not worth the effort at this point.
Come here, let's have a look at you.
No, seriously, I'm just gonna go lie down because I'm gonna fall down otherwise. Because I'm burnt out. There's not much left.
You want to carry?
No, I'm gonna just lie on this bit of floor here and
Okay, there's probably pillows around. Hang on.
I mean, we literally have multiple beds.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're not right here, and the floor is, so you know. I'll go find a bed. It's fine.
Squinty. Yes, young master.
Oh, fuck.
Could you just
Put a bed here?
carry Scamp to bed?
No, do not let. No.
I wouldn't let him touch me either, darling. That's fair.
I'll end up turned into sausages or something. No offense, Squinty. It's just you don't know the difference between furniture and food, so it's fine.
You would like a bed of sausages?
Yes, you go do that. I'll be somewhere
You're
else.
going to wake up and have such a weird time then.
That,
You've made your bed. And made sausages.
it's usually me that does the dad jokes. That's
Oh,
refreshing.
my dad now. That's exciting.
I'll go lie down.
Proper Celestia.
Scamp, you stumble off to find. Honestly, you find a chaise longue in the next room.
Yeah, I just
And
put my
just
stuff
slump onto that.
mostly on that.
Yeah, and very quickly pass out. Do any of the rest of you want to do anything before you rest?
Apologise 500 more times. It gets annoying, I think.
I'm just saying things like, I did keep asking if anyone else wanted anything and none of you
Yeah.
had anything, so I just panicked and carried on, and I'm sorry.
It's not about wanting things. It was the priorities.
It's all right.
It's
It
all-
really is. Just
I'm going back to sleep. Could you apologise quiet? Just a little bit quieter.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to fiddle with my loot. That I want to do.
yeah. Let's work out
I've got so many things
what this
to
thing can
identify,
do.
but
I mean, this is a good point. Although Scamp goes to
Oh, I guess we
I will
could
go
do...
find a room to sleep in.
Scamp
because I-
goes
yeah.
to
Scamp
sleep.
wants to be in. I don't know if they're sleeping. Actually
Victory
sleeping.
does offer to cast the identify, to put a little wand together and cast the identify spell herself if you want it.
I mean, how are we feeling, folks? Do we want to do identifying now or next time?
Yeah, happily.
Where are we up to?
I could do it. Yeah, I can also
How you doing?
cast it
Oh.
myself a bit.
I'm fine if you want to. We could happily wrap up here and start and leave it till next time to go and deliver your prize, or in which case I'm happy to do any sort of loot identification you want to do, or we could do prize delivery as it were, and round the episode off there. It depends where you want to. What you would prefer to do next.
Well, if we deliver the vamp cure, then that is likely to lead on to the next thing, isn't it?
I feel like there's going to be a conversation and a lot
yeah,
going on
I think that has to happen next time. It's just whether we want to
Yeah.
do potions this time or
That's
next
fair enough.
time.
I'm happy to do identifications and so on.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
would
I
go
think
with that.
Scamp's got to go find a room to be in, as possibly sleep, but also just sit and identify all their stuff there,
Okay,
and then
so-
tell people in the morning what it is.
Yeah.
For the purposes of convenience, then we'll assume identify are cast on. So load up. Tell me any items you want identifying, and Victory or Scamp will have done it. Scamp will do their own ones.
Okay.
Unique scroll.
Okay. Unique scroll. 1, 2.
I've made a mistake of putting a weird sketchbook font in the same... weird sketchbook prompt in the same format as the format that I've written all the items on. So it says something super weird just in a bubble next to all these things that are also in bubbles.
Amazing.
Roll a d8 for me, please.
D8. Did they go? I better read them. There they are. 6.
Okay. Okay, let's call this a d20.
20.
Fuck. Let me see if there are 20 of these. I wasn't quite sure there was. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Doing a face.
He's doing such a face.
Yeah, you're gonna get to. Either of these would be very interesting. I think we're gonna go with the one that's not on your spell list.
That is
Mm.
Okay.
Can I cast it though if it's not on the spell list? I can't, can I?
This scroll you can. That's the point.
Oh,
cool.
then that is excellent.
That's really fun.
Okay. So, you have found a unique scroll. It's curious the way it interfaces. You get a sense of, as you run it through your fingers, you feel a little disconcerted. You've encountered spell scrolls before. Basically, precast magic that has been built, spells that have been created by wizards that need just like a little bit of finishing off to like a triggering mechanism. But they're basically enchantments, like enchanted artifacts, but which are designed to only be used once. A precast spell, like scribed into place. And everything is included with that. The energy to cast it, the mechanism, how it goes, all it needs is finishing. This isn't that. This is more like a mold you put power into to shape it into a certain way. It casts a spell for you. In fact, it casts a spell for you in a way that feels so natural when you flicker over it that you swear for a moment you get glimpses of giants making this for someone like you.
Huh.
This scroll allows you to cast a spell with a 6th level spell slot, as if you knew the spell. It can. It does have. It does come with a. Okay, well, the material cost is included, but it is tied into the spell. So, any effects that would damage or destroy the spell that is the component that is the core of this spell apply to the scroll. So if the scroll is damaged or any way, it will do the same effect as damaging this. This spell allows you to cast Magic Jar, as if you know it. A spell that allows you to body snatch someone.
Oh, fuck. That's the worst. Ooh.
Specifically, you get a sense that you can put your soul into the scroll, which will contain some degree of psychic senses around it, and that you can attempt to swap places with the soul of another creature. Who will then be trapped there until you either return to the scroll or the body that you are possessing dies. If the scroll is close enough and you are not wrenched apart by the trauma of death, you get to go back to the scroll.
Yay!
Does this feel anything like it might be similar to what happened to Celestia?
Has someone already done it?
You don't know.
Fuck.
You just know that someone made this scroll almost as if it was tailor-made for you. It feels natural to use, and like it's been built to take advantage of a sorcerer's style of magic.
Fascinating.
That's the unique scroll. So yes, you have a scroll. The scroll permits you to cast Magic Jar using your own 6th level spell slot.
Okay.
Any other items you wish to identify Scamp while we're here?
I think I stop after that because it's awful. Like,
Okay.
Fuck everything.
Yep. You like nope. That's
Enough
enough
things
for
for
tonight.
later.
Yeah.
And go to sleep.
I think I just lie there for about an hour.
Celestia
staring
or
at
Corzin?
nothing.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Sorry, what?
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, yeah, feel free to go first.
Right, cool. The obscure medicine.
Obscure medicine. Okay, roll a d20.
That is an 18.
This appears to be a cure for smallpox.
Brilliant. Okay, that's world-changing.
If we can replicate it, otherwise.
You don't know how to replicate it, but
Maybe someone could.
but it is labelled, and there is a description in gigantic with some pictures of the type of illness that it cures, and it apparently is a cure for smallpox.
Fuck. That's
Okay,
insane.
then, like, this is, like... Again, world-changing, but also, if we can get it into the right hands...
Yeah. Sadly,
God.
it's not it's not instructions on how to do a vaccination program, but it is just.
Are there
cure.
instructions on how to administer it?
Yes. 2 drops beneath the tongue.
Okay. Simple as, okay.
There are perhaps 100 drops in the bottle.
Right. Good to know. I've got a...
Ancient
couple
treasure
of-
trove of the giants.
I mean, yeah, that would be a thing, wouldn't it? Okay,
That's insane as a thing to find.
I've got just a regular scroll. Can I just read it?
Yes, it was just scroll is what I gave you, wasn't it?
Yes.
Rather than spell scroll. So,
Yeah.
roll a d20 again, please.
13.
Okay, so 13. Hold on, I think I've actually got. I might actually be able to use 34. Go. Oh, sorry. Can I ask that? Can I change that to D100, please?
Certainly. That's a 72.
Okay. This scroll appears to be. It's quite long. It is. Well, it's not a stunning reading. It might be of some interest to a historian, though.
Mm-hmm.
It appears to be the tax records. For a gigantic earldom somewhere in Haldanos during you're not really sure you're not entirely certain what century, but definitely the distant past.
Okay, I have a thing actually about this. If I've got enough time, I think Corzin might have a chance of working out. But focusing on just the identifying for now, the mundane book, I imagine I can read that in my own time.
Yes, but if you want to skim that over, roll
yeah,
D100
just
again.
get D100, right? Cool. 11.
It appears to be a gigantic cookbook with a collection of over 1,000 different recipes and culinary delicacies from across the ancient world.
Okay, Corzin is definitely going to try some of these at some point.
That's so fun. Also, we have Belle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the curio.
So fun.
Okay, yes, you have the curio. One of the curios.
Yep.
Is it a regular curio or a magical curio?
It is a regular curio, although the potion I've got is a magical curio.
Okay. This is true.
The-
Okay,
the
so
regular
regular
curio
curio. Give me another D100, please.
15.
Okay. Oh, it's slightly magical.
Okay.
It appears to be a small, what appear at first you mistake it for like almost like a handkerchief of,
Okay.
Which seems to be furry on one side and silk on the other. But as you unfold it, it keeps unfolding until it becomes a beautiful fur-lined, a beautiful sort of fur coat with silk lining. Or reversible into a silk coat with fur lining, sized for you. But you realise there's a trick. You can keep unfolding it until it's Celestia sized. And you can keep unfolding it until it will be big enough to fit on that hill giant, Littleman, that you met.
Excellent.
It appears... Victory casts an identification spell on it. It has no magical qualities beyond this, but is apparently it appears to, as far as you can tell, to be a coat that's actually big enough to potentially fit someone even bigger, but has the ability to be folded down to fit smaller people.
Oh, I'm sure Fighty would be fascinated by this.
Or comfortably fit into a pocket.
That's
Oh, that'd be so useful.
so useful. Yes. Okay.
It's otherwise a very nice coat.
Excellent. Okay. And then the potion / magic curio.
Okay, potion / magic curio. So this is going to be. Hold up. Roll. Oh, let's say a d20.
D20. Okay.
That'll give me a broad sense.
6.
Okay, mid to early then. Sure. We're going to say. Alright, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. D8, please.
D8. Okay. 3.
Okay. This is this is an interesting one. Okay, this potion is the. All right, this is the. We're going to call this the Spirit of the Zephyr.
Okay.
It can be drunk. When drunk, it coats the throat of the user for up to 1 hour. It then gives them. It then has enough. It has 3 charges within it. Within that hour, the drinker may expend a charge to cast one of any of the 3 following spells. Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Nice.
Dispel Magic. Or Protection from Lightning.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Any of those 3, 1 charge each time, 3 charges total, has to be within 1 hour.
Okay.
Please mark that down.
Okay, so Cure Wounds 3rd level, Dispel Magic,
Yep.
and Protection from Lightning.
Yep. Yeah, it's protection from energy, but it only works on lightning.
Okay.
Okay. And Celestia.
So I have 5 just to prepare you.
Okay.
So what order would you like these in? I've got a magical curio, a book, a level 1 potion, and a unique potion. Do you have a preference as to which order?
And are you getting the lyre?
Also the lyre, yeah.
We'll start with the lyre.
Okay, let's do the lyre.
Victory kind of skims through it. This is interesting. Looks like from the readings I'm getting, this is this appears to be some sort of bound spirit that seems to have been bound in a way to fulfill a certain function. Presumably, she gestures to the description, what Corzin said, finding ceaseless inspiration to achieve your goal. It looks like if you play this, and you should be able to exhort people to achieve a goal or task, and it will inspire them, but not just like one person, but several people.
Ooh.
The effect is as follows. Inspiration may be granted to everyone within 30 feet with a single use of bardic inspiration if you are using the Lyre of Inspiration.
Shit, that's insane.
And if any of those people achieve a significant step towards the named goal that you say out loud when you are granting inspiration, or say out loud or whatever, if they achieve a significant step towards that goal within 10 minutes, they will get that inspiration back.
Oh,
A
nice.
significant step towards the goal.
Yeah.
So not even fully the goal.
Yeah. So you could make a goal quite open-ended, and as long as they achieved a goal, a step
That's
towards it, they get
nuts.
the inspiration back. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Fuck. The goal, they get the inspiration back.
Mm-hmm. But the limitation
you have to
is
state the goal.
you have to state, you have to state a course of action or a goal that they need to achieve when you're inspiring them for this effect to work. Yeah.
And it's the same as normal bardic inspiration, it lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's
huge.
wild. You can fit a lot of people within 30 feet.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's a
man.
D12 now. For
Look.
like civilians,
Yeah.
potentially.
That's a crowd
it's
of
tied-
Like
people.
a D12 for a peasant.
Yeah, it's
right?
tied
That's
to
a
your
lot.
inspiration ability as well. So it's
Yeah.
as inspiring as the person who uses it.
Things like group checks on anything. Like if we suddenly go, right, we need to be stealthy now. Or we've got to climb this horrible wall. Our goal is to climb the horrible wall.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Entirely.
That's how it works.
Fun fact: I think with this, well, I'll say this at the very end about that. Okay, so that is the lyre.
Does it have? Oh no, it's tied to my bardic inspiration.
So it has as many charges as you have bardic inspirations.
So powerful! Holy shit!
Next thing you wanted to identify.
Should we do curios?
Curios.
Curio
Yeah,
and
let's do it.
magical curio.
Cool. Regular curio first. Can you roll me a
Curio.
D100, please?
D100. I don't do those very often. It's quite exciting. Hang on. Who the fuck's the fucking D10? No? Anyone? There we go. No fun when you want it, can you? 68.
Okay. It is a sealed bottle of what appears to be wine, apart from the fact that it is a deep blue, and it appears to have, and when you shake it slightly, it forms bubbles that fizz downwards.
It's a fizzy lifting
Oh my
drink.
god, is it Frobscottle?
Oh, love it.
Probably, yes.
Frobscottle.
I want one.
So yes, it's a
Am I gonna
bottle
get
of
the farts?
blue
Yes.
wine
With
with
the
downwards
tea.
floating bubbles.
That's really cool.
So some sort of ancient and mysterious wine.
No, what a terrible thing for this drunk to have found. That's fun.
Well, presumably inebriation is not the main effect.
I mean, you don't know. It might be real strong.
Yeah,
It's
no
for
idea.
giants.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But it certainly had enough time to age.
Yeah. It's still fizzy, which is interesting.
Yeah.
As
Spontaneously
I say,
makes carbon dioxide.
They store this stuff well. The archive was a great place for storing things.
A magical curio.
D100, please.
21.
You know what? Give me another D100.
Okay. You're not feeling that one.
No.
Fair.
Kind of overlaps with something you've already got.
69.
Yay!
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
It's a sex aid, isn't it?
If it's not, they've missed it.
69. Yeah. Big dildo.
A magical
dildo. It's very late still. I'm sorry.
I'm just having a think about this, because this is potentially...
Is it a world-ending option if you're all 69?
It's not a world-ending option. It's just it's an interesting option. Okay. Let's go with this. You find what appears... So it appears to be a ring, which is marked with... Oh, it's marked with gigantic runes, but the gigantic runes appear to be a name. We're going to say Artemisia. It does appear to be magical, and Victory Victory insists on doing a little identification before anyone puts it on.
I think I've actually learnt from my mistake on that. So.
Although, I mean, if you put it on first,
No, I
fine.
don't.
No.
No, I don't put it on.
Okay.
I did that with the braces. It was
Victory
bad.
frowns. It's quite a thick ring, actually. It's a bit like not quite wide enough to go on your wrist, but like a bit like it might be a thumb ring, or maybe it's a bit big for that. She frowns though as she examines this. Not a finger ring.
Right.
Well,
What's it a ring for, Victory?
what I will say is that
I just feel like I've got a pipe back and I'm giggling around it at the
it's
minute.
apparently designed to supposed to improve your aim.
Oh.
So my guess is it was probably meant to go on a bow shaft.
Right, good.
On a shaft. A shaft, even, because I'm doing this accent.
I wonder if it would work on one of your pistols, or might actually fit on the blunderbuss.
Oh yeah, Corzin, darling, do you want to try it?
Yeah, alright.
I mean, I'm not going to use it, am I?
It does appear to be another bound spirit, by the way.
Well, hang on. Don't you have a pistol as well?
I do, but like, when do I use it, darling?
True. Just thought.
No, great thought. I appreciate it, but I literally don't think I've pulled out a gun in like maybe 100 episodes.
Okay.
It's there as a backup for if we can't use magic. It's not coming out generally.
Right, okay.
But yours are always out, so...
Certainly happy. Okay, I will affix it, however it may be affixed.
Yep. Yeah, however it may be affixed. That's how you put it on. Yeah.
I'm trying to say this in the least suggestive way possible and failing.
It doesn't help. I'm filling in the gaps.
Oh, yeah, now.
Oh yeah.
So if I put it on the pepper box, does it like fit over the entirety of the barrel?
Yes, and in fact, as you do so, that seems to respond to the warmth of your hand and slightly shrinks in to neatly nestle over the barrel itself, until you've just got this little silvery ring around the shaft of the weapon.
Yep.
Like it was meant to be there.
It's literally such a problem when Robbie is in the same room for this. I
can't stop.
Are they innuendoing at you?
Trying so hard not to.
They're looking very demurely down and doing their crochet, but they're giggling the whole time.
Taking it outside into the gardens for a practice shot or two.
Right.
You do feel like, like it's almost like you can feel like another arm within your arm, like a pair of hands, like gently steadying your shot.
Right.
This is a little bit like the ring I got from Molly.
Is it now?
More information than we needed, Corzin. Thank you.
That was out of character observation, but yeah, okay.
I did roll a 69 for me, so we were already there.
Yeah.
So while this ring is on, you can put this ring on any of your firearms.
Okay.
It will make them act as if they are a +1 weapon.
Okay.
Which counts towards magical damage piercing as well.
Okay.
So you could put this on. You could put this on dishonor, and it would make dishonor act as it would provide a +1 to attack and damage with dishonor. In addition,
would it not already count as that, being as it's enchanted?
It doesn't actually have the +1. It's never had a +1 to damage. It just has the ghost touch power.
Cool.
It is worth noting, but I will put a note that. Mm-hmm. While Artemisia's ring, and you won't discover this until it happens, but I just got to tell you, while Artemisia's ring is on a weapon, it will not shoot anything incapable of fighting back.
Okay.
You're unlikely to. I mean, obviously, it seems to have no issues with you, like shooting an apple off a.
Right.
We're going to struggle with unannounced objects.
But like target practice seems fine. But the first time you try this on a rabbit, you're going to be very disappointed.
Okay. Well, that will be something for Corzin to look forward to in the future.
Definitely one for Corzin.
That's the curio you got there. Matt, that's magical curio. Anything else?
Yeah, we did a magical curio, a regular curio, so we have a level 1 potion.
Cool. Just give me a quick d20.
7.
Cool. Sure. This. Just for fun. This is a potion of Animal Messenger. It appears to be
silly, and I like it.
It appears to be in fact, it's actually like a small orb, which you can see like a little flittering something inside. Victory looks at. Yeah, as far as I can tell, this is another bound spirit. It's bound to perform a single task. You can shake it over a small creature. And it will speak a message to it, and it will kind of hop on that creature, get it to go wherever it is you want it to go, and then deliver the same spoken message.
I mean, I feel like this is maybe a present for Scamp, to be honest. I can't cause nearly as much chaos with this as Scamp can.
Well, it's
excellent.
It certainly gives options that they didn't have before for long distance communication.
I'm just picturing them with like a weasel or something, being like, "Say bums 25 times," and I'm not sure I can actually stop that from happening. I don't think I have that within me.
Alright.
That was my immediate instinct, is get it to send a message. Just a weird message to a complete stranger. Give them the best anecdote.
Just a vole like, Your mother never loved you or something.
Or no, just get it to go to someone alone and then have it casually say, "No one will believe you."
Yes, the birds are watching you, always.
Any others?
Yes, 2 other things.
Yes.
So I has a book.
Regular book?
Yes, just a book.
D100, please.
65.
Okay. Sure. You find a copy in Gigantic, which apparently translates to Romance of the Stone.
Oh, wow.
And is and appears to be an epic poetic cycle about a love affair between a giant, a dwarf, and a literal mountain.
Wow.
There's lots of fighting monsters along the way. And some definitely not heterosexual romance going on.
Oh, amazing. Giants were gay. It's canon. Lovely.
Like this appears to be what happens if you combine erotic romance with the Odyssey, but with Achilles and Patroclus in it instead.
We'll read around
Brilliant.
the weirdest possible poetry at some point, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
You're
Excellent.
going to need to get Corzin to translate the weirdest possible
It'll be
poetry.
really romantic.
Oh, this is going to be like the weirdest bedtime story ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, you get through 10 minutes of this with the aid of Victory's Comprehend Languages wand before, frankly, she gets bored.
I want to know what happens next. So
Corzin to
mean.
read it.
I'm going to get Corzin to read it to me as a bedtime story.
He
And-
fetched aside his toga lovingly.
Yes, all of it. I want to hear the whole book.
Get Corzin to write it out.
That takes such a long time.
But it's less weird than him reading you it.
I want you to read it to me. It's hilarious.
Less weird than him reading it to Saran for you.
And your final item?
It's a unique potion. I saved the interesting one for last.
Ooh.
What is the unique potion? Alright, roll D8, please.
What D8s don't I hate? It's a question. That's a 7.
Okay. Roll. Call it D12.
D12. Why are none of the dice where I want them to be? There it is. 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Notebook. Sad.
This is an interesting sort of potion. It is a. It appears to be shaped like the bottle itself is made of beautifully spun coloured glass in the shape of a sword hilt of an ancient sort of style, kind of similar to like the hilt of a Xiphos. So it's got a very it's not got like a wide crossguard, but more like a circular crossguard. It's the hilt, pommel, and guard of a sword, but no blade. Where the blade would be, you can see has been wedged in a thin strip of cork, so it can be pulled out. It's pretty clear to see why this is, because the liquid inside the hilt is visibly and obviously glowing. With a bright golden light. So, Victory kind of takes a study of this, and after she's finished her examination, puts it down, sits back a little.
We're doing a face. What's the face that you're doing?
Alright, once you uncork it, it'll burn for about a minute. You want to make sure it's you that uncorks it, because that's how it knows whose will to respond to.
Right.
For as long as the potion burns, it'll come out the end in the form of a sword blade.
Right.
Wow.
And you can just tell it who to hit.
Wow.
Kind of direct it, give it a gesture, and it will just keep trying to hit someone with a blade made of blazing coruscating light. This potion, when uncorked, basically casts the spell Mordenkainen's Sword.
Oh, nice.
It lasts for 1 minute when it's uncorked. When the sword appears, you make a melee spell attack against a target of your choice within 5 feet of the sword. The sword has a range of 60 feet. So you can uncork it and fling the potion up to 60 feet initially. On a hit, the target takes 3d10 force damage. Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your turns to move the sword up to 20 feet to a spot you can see, and repeat this attack against the same target or a different one.
So bonus action, 20 foot.
Yep. It's an action to uncork and use it initially, and then a bonus action on every subsequent turn to command the sword to attack again.
Cool.
It uses your melee spell attack for convenience, and does 3d10 force damage.
I don't suppose that would be legal in Drow dueling circles, but definitely very useful.
Foul play. Kind of cool though. You can talk with the fucking town.
As you review your treasures and play gently on the frankly beautiful notes of the lyre, each of you finds your way to restful or restless slumber, ahead of your journey once again back to the Broken Bazaar. But that is a quest for next time. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you all very much for listening. And farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas and natural 20s.
As answers fall into the black, this chance for truth won't dare come back. And if this mirror does not lie, then it alone can tell me why.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.